Kok buram ya? Halo, kak ada yang Hai guys. Ya bisa ya 1 jam 20 menit lagi. Hello. Sudah clear kan? Kalian denger gak lagunya? Sabar. Lah. Wait. This should be this. Nah. Bentar ya, aku edit. Ada gak sih lagunya? Gak ada ya. Sabar. Wait. Coba earphone dong kocak. Sounds good, right? I know. Okay, hi. What's up, gang? Ya, jadi kita sumbernya langsung dari Twitch ya. Biar kedengeran. Up to you lah, Kak. Halo, up to you lah. Welcome. Hai, Maulana ya. Sudah enak nih. Sangat HD ya kali ini videonya. Gimana kabarnya Kak Swan hari ini? Ya, puji Tuhan. Lancar. Mulai ini lagi nih. Nah ini boom lawan fancy lagi. Demi apa sih gue yang iniin? Ini DHD malah burung lagi. Udah mulai buram, say. Oh dia tidak ini sih ngefek. Apa saya harus matiin kameranya? Iya nih ngeblur, kenapa ya? Terlalu cantik apa gue? Nah udah, back to normal. Halo sore, selamat sore semuanya. Kalian bisa mendengar suaranya kan nih, suara lagunya yang sangat besar ini. Banting aja, jangan dong, mahal tahu kameranya. Tadi banting, kocak. Ya sekarang udah gak blur nih, emang begini, biasalah. Gak bisa pakai mata biasa guys, lihat nih, harus pakai mata batin baru jernih kayak masa depan. Ini gue mau announce dulu lah di YouTube gue kalau lagi ada kita mau ribut nih, mau ngacak-ngacak YouTube-nya Boom Esports. Buruan, gue lagi live sekarang. Ini nobar sama gue. baru kota. Halo Bang Kor, Bejir, apakah boleh spoiler gaming lagi? Apa tuh spoiler gaming, Cok? Yellow card. Apa itu spoiler gaming? Aduh, kenapa sih selalu gua lawan fancy min? Gue capek banget nih ngomong bahasa Hansen nih. Nanti kalau ada fansnya datang, gue harus lagi mode cinci glodok nih. Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, this is the last day for our Southeast Asia qualifier here at Clash of Nations. Once again, my name is Astra. With me now is Dax, and we are just ecstatic to be here.
Oh,
is it already the final day, Astra? Is this it? Is this the end of the journey? Feels like we have been through so much.
Gue udah share ke IG story, lo ngeliat nih videonya.
Again, getting incredible matches day after day.
Ke IG story.
But you said it's only one.
Gue share kemana lagi ya?
To the main event. 3 teams are still standing,
and
look at who we still have in the running. Boom versus Fancy United to kick things off in the lower bracket finals. Oasis Gaming awaiting the winner later on. It's the best of the best brought together here at the Clash of Nations.
Absolutely. And
the
way that we got here, never really expected that this was going to be how it kind of transpired. I always thought that Boom was going to be top of the final 3 and whatnot. But yeah, just looking quickly into our tournament format first, we did have the open qualifiers happen for Southeast Asia a week ago, I believe. And of course, we do have the closed qualifiers happening right now, where we have 4 open qualifier teams versus the 4 invited teams. And of course, one who wins that Southeast Asia closed qualifier will be going to the offline main event happening in Bangkok, Thailand.
And I think what's very important to take note is you're only getting one rep from Southeast Asia. Where do the other 2 reps come from? From the closed qualifiers, right? It's the Thailand closed qualifier, and it starts tomorrow. So you're going to be seeing some incredible teams there as well. My eyes are on the likes of Myth, especially. You got Full Sense, you got Sersha, your Ascension reps, you got Attack all around. There's a bunch of teams that want to make it to that main event in their home turf. There's probably just like a bus right away. There's probably like a car trip, a road trip to go all the way to Bangkok, Thailand for that main event where talent awaits them. And what else is there? Right, of course, our 1 million Thai bot prize pool.
Absolutely. Champions will be picking up 600,000 baht as their prize winnings. First runner-up will be 250,000, second 100,000, and third will be 50,000, as Dax mentioned, and a cumulative of 1 million Thai baht. So definitely a lot on the line here for these teams. Only 3 will have a chance, or only 3 will have a chance to now maybe get that 600
sudah
baht
berusaha
here.
semaksimal mungkin
so
dengan PC yang bukan kentang juga.
The SEA side in the first place, you got
Soalnya
one team from Vietnam, one team from Indonesia, one team from the Philippines, but only one of those teams can go and fly on over to Thailand. And speaking of, this is our bracket right now. I wanna highlight though the path Oasis took to make it here in the first place in the grand finals. Right? They took down Jawa United, took down their bitter rivals. Now Esports, they commanded the matchup versus Fancy United, and for a team that has been mired with inconsistency, Oasis has set a standard throughout this whole bracket so far.
Yeah, they have not lost their luster at all this entire tournament. Maybe just that one map that they faced against Naos where they're lost on Haven, but other than that, they were looking just unstoppable. And now, looking at the other teams real quick here, Boom, they were able to face quite well against the upgraded Trying Our Best, who had, of course, the online SAN. As we saw, Boom was still able to finish that series off 2-0. But this is where it gets interesting to talk about Fancy losing to Oasis. Now, if they can win against Boom, which they did a couple of days ago, they'll have to play 2 series a day back to back. What an exhausting journey it will be for them if they can get over that first hurdle, which is Boom.
Jangan pakai media share lah ya,
right now, Fancy
mancing kalau
United
mau.
did beat Boom Esports, but the performance then was exemplary. The performance against Oasis, you kind of have to wonder, was it the Oasis preparation or was it an off day for Fancy United, or a little bit of both? But at the same time, you see our roster here already. Yes, I can, Fisho, Cruz, Suka, as well as Jin. And we talked about this roster extensively already. I want to hammer into the points about Jin and his impact. You could see that Oasis matchup, he was that lifeline for Fancy United. The moments to come out with the curveballs with the Phoenix, the way that he was just getting these multi-kills, still I believe top at the ACS charts right now. He is a star here for Fancy United, and everyone just needs to get on the same page moving forward.
And this is going to be where it gets also quite interesting, is what's going to be the map selection right now for Fancy United. Are they going to try to bring out Jin as well as Yes I Can with the Phoenix Gecko combo? We'll just have to see if they're going to be allowed by Boom there. And speaking of Boom, we're looking right now at such a terrifying Boom roster. We were talking about yesterday how Berserk and Famous, even though they were still leading the kill boards, they weren't the ones that was really finishing it up. Lo and behold, it was NC Slasher picking up the slack for his team on his Sky, really saving their bacon in that split map as we saw. And because of it, they managed to beat out trying their best. They managed to bring themselves here in our lower finals match.
Yeah, it was a recovery game from NC Slasher, who struggled near the start of split. And then what happened? He brought out the patented NC clutch in multiple moments. He was just absolutely important for this.
Kayaknya suara streamnya kegedean deh. Suara gua ketutupan. Demi apa? Sekarang oke nggak?
Yes, it's gonna be onto that initiator role. You're gonna have those flexible players playing the utility
nih, kayak
game
gini
well.
oke nggak?
But you still have to go back to the matchup I was trying to show off a while ago. Jin on one side, and then who's on Boom? It's Famous. This is gonna be
Halo
one
Bang Cornel.
matchup for the
Bang
ages.
Cornel yang kartu kuning sama merah siapa? Gue.
How that's going to transpire now as we get into
Oh,
our
terima
pick
kasih
and
ya.
bans here. Boom immediately take
Maksudnya
down
bentar.
Sunset.
Kalau
Fancy
mau
gonna be the
gue
ones to
ini
actually
aja.
remove the
Gini-gini.
breeze here.
Gue tambahin
While Boom
sendiri.
will be picking up Lotus. Quite the interesting.
Nah ya, kalau mau alert ya, mau yang mau donate boleh banget, tapi alert aja, jangan media sosial ya.
Oh, there's the Haven ban. There's the Haven ban.
Oke.
While this was all happening,
Sabar, gue copy aja nih biar gampang.
From when they first faced off against each other in the Upper Bracket semi-final, but then Boom changes it up. They saw what Fancy does on Haven. They're like, we don't want any of that. We lost to it already before. We're not gonna deal with it yet again. And instead, they're gonna go on bind. And
Ornel yang kartu kuning karena spoiler apa? Boom bakal menang.
Kalau
itu pasti nggak sih? Bukan spoiler. Apakah SWAN Curse? Kita lihat ya. Hari ini harinya Tuhan sih. Gue sudah melakukan kebaikan hari ini. Puji Tuhan, semoga menang.
Into 8-pack scenes, into different qualifiers, into different tournaments because of Bind as a map. It hasn't been that successful.
Begini suaranya oke guys.
History
Aman.
losses versus Naos and the one team back in Ascension. But if anyone can recover on Bind, it can be Boom.
We'll have to see, but I do like
Halo, Sui,
for Fancy
apa
United
kabar?
is looking at the first two maps on Lotus as well as Split, and I'm checking
Lemes
right
banget hari
now
ini, Ci, kurang
what their
istirahat kah?
statistics are.
Guys,
It might actually go
ini belum ada yang seru-seru yang mulai. Lo expect gue udah kena mental, kena LCD tanpa sebab. Tunggu dulu, nanti jinx kalau gue semangat-semangat kayak kemarin. Udah semangat duluan, tau-taunya ini gimmick lower bracket. Ini kita kalem dulu gak sih? Ntar semangatnya akhir-akhir kalau udah fix menang. Terus nanti menangin ini apa prize pool, terus makan-makan. Nggak lemes wih. Gue lagi dapet nih ceritanya. Terus ya begitu deh. Gimana Bas? Hui.
In my mind, I kind of want
Ada
to
lagunya
say it's
KT48.
slightly Boom favored.
Udah intinya guys, sabar ya, gue lagi ngumpulin kodam gue juga lagi berlibur. Sebentar lagi mereka balik. Halo, hey sabar, ya itu dia betul. Wise kasih paham Wise. Ini babak lower ya, iya semoga naik lagi deh. Ya amin. Capek banget tiap kali fancy yang iniin gue. Maka gue harus nanti kalau ada fansnya fancy gue bacotin, gue hantam tuh orangnya. Kalau ada tuh orang lama-lama terus lu di sini gue udah mandi jir, lu cobain dicium emang gak kerasa dari stream ini bau kembang.
Oh yeah, I mean again they don't want any shenanigans like that to happen. It feels like Fancy still
terakhir watch party versus Fancy sekarang sama Fancy juga, apakah tahu nih gimana nih? Gue udah mandi jir, ketek gue udah wangi, rambut gue udah wangi. Jangan lupa like-nya dong, 135 orang bejir. Jangan full screen dulu, thumbs up dulu, awas ya. Gue hantam loh.
Honestly, unless he's been brought out into a map where he can't use his
kata gue santai dulu. Iya santai dulu. Kemarin aja gue sebenarnya kemarin gak semangat loh. Gue cuma marah-marah. Gue marah-marah yang kena mental boomnya. Nah ini gue lagi mau baik-baikin boom Esports. Udah min 1 gaji SWAN. Jangan info just turun gak nonton. Demi apa? Ya udahlah ya. Udah Kuaci lo yang wakilin deh. Gak kalau just no gaji anjir, bukan -1 lagi. Lu lihat gue udah gak telat, gak kayak lu. Udah cantik, wangi kembang ya. Hari ini juga sudah melakukan kebaikan. Min gaji plus gaji lah. Gila. Kalau Bumi Sport gak tahu salah fansinya sih kata gue, bukan salah gue. Oh padahal kemarin yang paling ribut OWP bareng Jocelyn. Kenapa dia tidur? Wah, gue kemarin menang ya. Boom. Ini malah sumber hokinya tidur jir, gimana nih? Di sini tuh gue basically udah kayak apa sih itu yang biasa kulit-kulitin wasit. Gue cuma wasit di sini. Jimatnya Boom tuh Kuaci sama Jess. Gue cuma wasit. Kebaikan apa lo? Gue gak perlu spill kebaikan gue hari ini. Ngapain? Sensitif abisnya topiknya. Udah mulai. Wow, langsung ini Bang Shiro. Aduh, Lotus lagi demi apa sih? Kok kayak deja vu when it's with you. Do you get deja vu? Oh, mana Famozin race lagi? Hah, Shiro juga Viper lagi kan? Demi dah. Kayak seingat gue udah pernah di tempat yang sama, menonton game yang sama, pick agent yang sama. Kok deja vu ya? Tapi semoga berubah ya takdirnya. Doa dulu ya. Down nonton Yesus. Bini Ratu Galita. Bumi Sport menang. What? Ya. Jangan berduaan gitu dong bang. Oke, nice one bang. Wow, Morea. That's my ghost. This is it, Budi. Gue sudah bilang Budi keren banget, Budi. Dem, BUDID, Budi bermain bola. Ini Ibu Budi. Bumin ikut ESL Kuala Lumpur. Aku udah share ke IG story. Bagus Rizky. Hasilnya sama. Cuaks tidak. There must be. Tidak ada 4 kata lucu. Ya. Kita skip. Kecewa lah nggak tibek anjir.
We know Fancy's just gonna again let all hell break loose onto the site. So what we can do is just try to disrupt them as much as we can. Help out Berserk, risk our lives, but somehow manage to be able to do it.
Berserk juga kemarin nyala banget loh. Oke sih menurut gue KJ-nya dia.
As the rest of Fancy backs away, this could be a trouble for Moria if he's
Jiwa
not careful.
muda yang
But he does have
membara.
the flash just in case.
Oh,
Shiro already starting things off strong. Jin falls, this stalls the Fancy United offense immediately.
Gila, Coach Meow pernah bilang ke gua, don't use Spectre in this map. I told you. Tuh lihat tuh. Shiro pakai Spectre nge-kill orang, woi. Di round kedua.
But them winning the pistol right now, it allows them to dictate the pace, and especially when they find Jin early.
Kasih udah share. Rizky, semoga kamu selalu jadi supporter Bumi Esports ya.
Could be possible, but look at just how far they're playing back. They know that they have the numbers advantage. They have that turret and the noise made outside C just to secure that orb. Already that alerts the members of Boom of what could happen. Stun being set up already. There's the push and okay, Famous gets overwhelmed. This is perfect. Right step in the right direction. Suka hits the shot. Berserk might need to reposition. He holds on, gets another, and he will get taken down.
Yeah, for Fancy United, they understand that behind that all the utility, there still is Berserk's playing the Guardian, which he has brought out so many times in this tournament alone. NC Slasher with the final taps. While Fancy United does inflict damage, it's Boom who gets another one here.
Sabar ya.
As you mentioned,
it's a couple
of the weapons away from the hands of Boom Esports, but what can you do? Fancy is just a team that's got that locked and loaded. Fancy now going to be able to get their rifles. They know that previously in the last round there was Berserks just kind of jiggle peeking on C-Long, so they might clear metal once again here. Look at the positioning right now for Boom Esports. They're gonna explode outside of A, but I think Fancy realizes too. So they're just gonna try to go for the C side first, where they're a lot more comfortable in just being aggressive.
And Boom, they do go for the aggressive push, as you mentioned. They try and take away that rubble, and the spike has been left behind here for Fancy United. So as soon as we get into the rifle round here for Fancy, they play the default, understanding the Boom does love to go for a quick rubble take as soon as possible. And the flash does come online to get a bit of intel. So Mount Presence is known, Famous dips in. But yes, I can have the angle, protects Jin, who gets the orb. And the tendencies right now,
the juga Ordal nih. Ordal Boom Esports. Gue tiap tanya dia apa, dia tahu Jir.
That's why Boom is stationed like this to contest it at the moment's notice.
Shear's not making any noise at all, but that wall cuts him off from his own teammate, so he's got to have to peek anytime soon. The shoulder, though, from Fishio spotted.
Kamu tunggu saja ya, Fancy. Akan dihajar kamu sebentar lagi.
Positioning here for Moria. He's gonna try to push through the wall, but it's all for naught. There's gonna be NC Slasher for some heroics, but that's gonna be just that. Berserks work cut out for him. 5 versus 1.
Kabar dari Pak Bos aja. Pokoknya santai dulu.
Again, empower him with the showstopper charges.
Gue carilah di Twitter ada spoiler apa sih?
As soon as Jin has that showstopper, it's a sight that they will feel very confident in taking for free later on. Right now, Berserk's making his presence known. Suka trades it back, and Fancy United
santai dulu, lo lihat sabar.
So only lose a single member. So on the Jin watch,
bakal menang kata gua.
You can see why he's struggling right now in terms of getting that ultimate. He hasn't gotten a single kill as of yet. He's being found by Boom early on, but maybe this round, if they can secure all the orbs or 2 orbs plus the spike plants, they should get the showstopper.
Selamat datang.
And it can turn the tides of a round where the rifles are out for Boom as well.
Ideally, that is what we were going to be looking for, right? So we'll just have to see how that kind of pans out. Different setup once again for Boom. They know that committing too much, all of their resources on A might not be the best bet here as they try to fight for C-Long, but Famous is going to blow up in his face. He's just down. Is that the quick pull on the trigger here? Quick call for Fancy.
Pedein aja, gue nih yang watch party, Jir. Gue aja pede. Ayo.
A lot slower and see where it goes.
Yeah, we have to basically play orb watch right now for Fancy United. Wait
for
that square to show up in the outlines of Jin. And while this happens, Boom Esports, they are marking these locations
nyala dong,
as much
gimana
as
nih?
possible. They know something's amiss. Moving into A. As NC
Kurang nih
Slasher
Dina
now,
nih, kurang buffing.
Realizes the push coming is way. The spam though. Catches crew.
Nice.
Well done and well marked by NC Slasher to even out the numbers.
Singing. The cry singing.
Are they going to push the tempo here? They still have a nade for Jin. Trying to get a rile out of Boom here by opening that door just for the moment. Sure, but spotted as he jump spots. from mid-stairs.
Bala.
Smoke, I think, from the attackers, unless they want to go for this
Bala.
right now for Boom. The timing.
ANJ, Boom bakal menang.
Look at the flank already coming in from Berserk.
Cus.
This could actually go for a perfect pinch if they time this correctly.
Well,
menang
they have to
skuy.
make noise through the doorway. Trailblazer also scouting
Ayo
out what's going
butakan
on.
mereka
And
semua.
suddenly the Flash gets the intel. Here comes the peak. Jin though wins the duel. So it's 3v3 and Fancy
Shiro,
United.
bawah
They
satu.
heard it
It's so
coming. They
expected.
knew
It's so
they had a
expected.
chance to just double up on it.
Person over
Fisher
there.
though.
Yes sir, yes
Shiro,
sir.
Shiro finds him
Yes,
first.
come
Now,
on,
he's all alone from the upper spot.
Yeah, over there
Snakebite, though,
one and then there
keeping
one.
Jin
Yes,
away.
there.
Shiro
This
watching
very
out for the link
expected,
angle. Goes for the
very
half.
expected.
Is he gonna stick it? Fancy United. Do they make it on time? Oh, just too little, too late there from Jin. Shiro gets away with the heist of the century in that round.
I honestly thought they got it in the back there
Damn.
for Fancy.
Almost
The thought process was
is
exactly
enough.
that. They're gonna stun. That's going to
Shiro
be a swing
prove
up
it.
from Jin, and then Jin with the
Oh my god,
microsecond mistake.
gila.
It's
Oke,
all
si
it
bala.
took, man, that one extra like 0.01 second of not thinking fast
Sabar.
enough cost them
Ini
the
lawan
round.
kenapa gua
It was just like,
doa dengan
stun,
iman
stun
gua
for
malah
Fancy,
kalah
but
tuh, malah kasih
no,
1 skor buat
wow.
Fancy. Gua pakai
Incredible,
mantra.
mentality there, fortitude
Mantra
there for Shiro
Shibal
just to
Sekia.
hold on to the defuse on this
Kenapa
fight.
it works out, hey?
Boom Esports. They know what they can get away with, and this shakes the foundations of Fancy
Min,
United.
kasih clue
They were already
tipis-tipis
such a
dong,
strong round for
rosternya
them.
ada di
Finally,
luar
we get the
si
showstopper
EA
here from Jin.
All
It's been a long time
all
coming,
Jin,
and Boom
guys.
Esports expects it. Not only that, damage
Iya,
is
pas
done
ketemu
so
fans
well
lagi
onto
lu
Jin.
yang
He has to
watch
hide
partyin.
himself because
Iya,
of
gue
the
juga
turret,
capek
as
banget.
well as the vulnerable state.
Bahasa
18
kabur.
HP coming into the
Demi
round. The
apa sih?
Trailblazer also
Demi
poops away the
SWAN.
Fane Shells. Good doggy.
Buruan
Doing what
deh,
needs to be
lu
done.
pada ya.
Okay, Snakebite now.
Gue pengen lihat
Berserks
Boom Esports
watching out from
deh,
the hole as
Ghost
Boom has to go for the retake.
International.
We
Jadi
have
nanti
any big utilities here to try to
bisa
bring it
wakilin
back. Maybe
Asia
Shiro can
juga
access to the site. He does have the
buat
Viper's Pit, which
apa
actually is using
Valorant
right now on the
Franchise
entryway.
League.
I do like this. Yes, I can.
Ayo,
Be blind
Boom
to the coverage
Esports.
of this one. And if they can
Kasih
find
paham
something, this is
Boom
going to be huge.
Esports.
Now, as all hell breaks loose, you can't see it. Fancy is still getting all of the value here. Very near that spike to deny any type of just
Oh my
sneaking
god, you
through
almost
deep
got to
view.
hit
And it's
me.
all down to NC
Okay, nice
Slasher.
try.
Can he bring it back? And that's gonna be a solid no.
Bismillah dulu sih kata
As
gue.
the pit goes down, NC Slasher was completely exposed. And Fancy United, they make
Gue
it
nyanyi apa ya,
still
guys?
work. It got dicey when you saw Jin just dying to the
Kenapa
kills
sih
on
gue nyanyi
utility.
lagu?
The Trailblazer
Tak gue sih
also
gawe
making
kuaci.
sure that the rest
Mendingan
of
spill ke
Boom
gue
Esports
deh,
can find
ada
the
apaan
locations
sih?
towards holes. But what
Mas,
happens there?
saya
Fancy, they just set
kepo.
it up well. They expect what's
Itu
coming
kartu
from
kuning
Shiro.
apa
They
sih?
handle it with the closer angles. And as of right now, they have 3 ultimates to
Saya
spare.
tahu
This is
jalan
already
terbaik
such
nanya
a
satu orang
good
yang bisa
round
saya percaya.
coming the way of Fancy United if they execute right.
Again, they've just been doing this every single time, just seeing first where they are, breaking utility, maybe even forcing a bit of those mollies, so it's easier to manage the push as
Parah
well as
nih
the
kalian,
post-plant.
Bang Cornel sama Koaci bikin
Absolutely
gua
right. They
kepo.
got everything in their hands, in their pockets. No need to rush things. They've been doing this for the past couple of rounds now, and it's worked well for them. So there's no need to really mix things up at all, unless they're
Ayo, lu
really such a
manajer
big
gua.
a really big mistake
Buru.
from Fancy United. Now Jin covering onto mid. They might not want to go for the push onto the C side because they know how kind of tricky Boom can play there.
Oh,
so a
shit.
straight double satchel onto A might be a good option right now for Fancy.
Gila serem
Fancy's
banget loh.
moving here towards A site now. You got NC
Kata gue
Slasher.
Koaci kerja dulu
holding
sih sama
onto
kasih
tree.
boostingan ke Pujanati.
What you have to take note is Boom is on an eco right now. Besides some cheeky picks, it's going to be very difficult for them to go for the hold. Fancy United will go through a doorway. NC Slasher
Wow.
blending in with the
Unbelievable
trees.
sih,
And the
unbelievable
doesn't actually
kartu
find him.
kuningnya.
This
Pantesan
might
Bang
actually
Onel
work
kena
out for
kartu
NC
kuning.
Slasher, but never
Aduh,
mind.
bengong.
Jin wisely just navigating on through 2 picks though from Boom
Nice,
Esports to
nice.
answer back shore.
Raja,
But Fancy,
Cok.
this is their side to take. It's up to Berserks right now in the 1v3.
Bro,
Can
come
even
on, bro.
find any picks, so that's
That's
the
so
question. The screen goes up.
very.
Looks on the other side.
Nice,
Cruz is
nice
isolated.
aim.
Classic enough.
Oh, that's
And
crazy.
that's a gun.
Berserk.
This is doable here for Berserks now. Suddenly,
lockdown.
the tide's
Iya,
third,
kata
and you
gue sih ini
mentioned it.
menang ya. Wah,
Lockdown
kita lihat ya.
can be
Apakah
into play.
benar
You
kata
have Yes I
Koaci?
Can though, waiting for someone to come his way.
Apakah benar
Trying to
kata
go for the wallbang, but
Koaci?
now his position
Mari
exposed
kita
into
lihat.
drop he goes. And Fancy United They're respecting the space Berserks is making. Fault line though, baited out after the tap. It's still no swing as Berserks is running out of time. Fancy tried to play it calm, but they're going one by one, and because of it, Berserks with the barrage. The 3K there, it's gonna be close, but boom, Esports, they made magic happen in the round to clutch it out.
Kwachi, lo keren banget. Bener kata Kwachi. Kata gue sih ini menangnya.
I was actually thinking,
gila, Berserk sih bakal gua ramal ya guys. Berserk nih bakal jadi golden player. Gue ada feeling si Berserk ini masa depannya cerah sih. Feeling gue dia bakal franchise.
Such a mastermind of setting up these mental traps against Fancy United, and that's the second
spoiler
time we've
TO
seen
ya.
both
Kak Gilang gue udah tahu Kak Gilang kartu kuning. Kayaknya tahun depan bakal jadi tahun emas Bumi. Feeling gue sih. Bismillah dengan roster Valorant sekarang juga ya. Kita franchise bareng ya gengs.
Just from a classic alone, and he uses the setup of Fancy United against them. That isolated duo, giving them that chance. Now Fancy, they're playing here towards Rubble, making that noise.
Jago sekarang.
On the other hand, they're feeling very confident after that
apalagi
they're edging there.
Kalau bukan doa bareng, sholat bareng.
Even though they're on the defending side, Shiro.
Nice try banget. Gue lagi kena ban. Sebenarnya Swan ini adalah manusia setengah angsa. Lo nggak usah ngomong.
Thus settles 3 versus 2. One playing
at the back side is going to be sakit jatuh. Kita lihat what NC Slasher and Berserks can do. Iya, sumpah Berserks tuh orangnya ini banget, taat banget. Kwachi juga soleha banget, makanya gimana nggak diberkatin coba.
Very deadly, the Trailblazer.
Nice.
Berserks, he's gonna be able to actually.
Hari ini doanya sih giat nih feeling gua.
Very low right now thanks to the decay, and Fisho only needs a single bullet, spots out his target and flicks on over at the right time. Better teamwork here for Fancy.
Sholat barengan di GH Bumi Esports.
That was a lot more concise from Fancy
Bro,
United.
sekarang GH Bumi Esports tuh ibaratnya kayak rumah. Kita anak-anak Boom dipersilahkan untuk mampir, boleh digunakan untuk hal-hal yang baik seperti scream, seperti doa, makan bareng. Lemes banget Swan dong Opika. Udah, tapi gue lagi save energi gue. Kemarin gue marah-marah, lu lihat kan Bumi Sport jadi kalah. Kayaknya Bumi Sport gak bisa guys dimarahin, harus dibaikin. Kenapa sih lu pada giliran gue gak marah-marah bilangnya gue lemes? Padahal gue biasa aja loh. Gue udah boker, udah makan, ini lagi ngopi, udah minum air putih, minum vitamin, udah cantik. Gue cuman kalem doang guys. Lu pikir gue tuh 24/7 gue marah-marah? Lu pikir gue ada penyakit darah tinggi? Kagak jing. Sabar. Maksud gue nying. Gue tidak seterusnya marah-marah. Gue juga sabar kok orangnya. Nah ini gue sedang memperlihatkan sisi sabar gue.
They are smartly backing away while they try to scan for Berserks if they can. The pressure is on for Berserks to keep himself contained. Suka's gonna be into the corner.
Maaf ya Min, ngomong kasar Min. Kadang orang perlu dikasih paham. Sabar. Berserks jago banget sih. Last man standing terus. Sabar. Jadi gue kartu merah nih bentar lagi. Bukan karena nge-spill. Bukan karena nge-spill spoiler, tapi gara-gara ngomong kasar. Sabar tuh kan. Kalau lagi boom kan nggak bisa dikerasin, harus dibaikin. Capek. Sabar.
moving forward because Boom Esports, they favor that attacking side, which we will get on the second half. They're gonna get even deadlier, and Famous is still asleep in this half right now. As right, 2 and 8 with the operator. Maybe that will make a change. Showstopper though starts things off.
Apa sih? Happy birthday, nggak bakal kena apa-apa itu. Dia ngumpet bro, ngumpet si Slasher. Oh yes sir, nice one.
Very good for Jin.
More hati-hati, More.
No catches with it just yet, so
sabar, pelajarin dari tadi. Mereka bisa retake. Jangan muncul si Slasher, jangan muncul. Aduh, Yesus. Kristus.
That was a futile mistake for the Boom player.
Yeah, NC Slasher just out there and out
SWAN harusnya diseriusin. Waduh. Semangat lah SWAN. Maksud lo semangat tuh apa? Marah-marah. Jangan ngomong kenyataan. Waduh, takut. Jangan gitu dong.
Everything away to move towards B as the spikes brought, but
kalem, iya Bu menang makanya. Tuh kan Famous mulai fan. Ini juga gak kelihatan dong.
Be able to get that kill. The Boombots meet. Jin knows upper has presence.
That thing's not gonna stop the deep views from happening, but it does flush him out ever so slightly. Here's Shiro. He can get the catch onto Jin. That's gonna be huge. Getting tagged, tapped, and dropped by Cruz. 3 versus 3. They get closer onto the site. Still is a lot of post plan for him to work with, but that neural theft is giving away all the positioning from the defenders. Now they know something's up here. Now they have to start charging in. The aftershock is a great utility just to kind of slow things down and really stop Boom from ever setting foot into
Sabar,
start
1 versus
defusing
3,
that spike.
you got this, you got this.
Clutch just really just save that operator. Looks like that's gonna be a no as he tries to just save himself from all of the stuff, shenanigans.
Gue perlu jampi-jampi nembus negara sama bintang Kaluistiwa. Marah aja woi, marah. Gak mau guys, gue capek. Lu lihat ya, Tuhan aja menciptakan bumi itu 7 hari, 6 hari. Hari ke-7 istirahat. Ya udah, hari ini gue istirahat marah-marah. Gue 6 hari udah marah-marah. Lihat nih, tiap bulan gue retouch terus karena kerutan. Gue lagi mau hemat bulan ini, ya. Santai ya bro, menang ini. Iya bro. Kacau. Katulistiwa. Oke. Iya, gue juga chill. Lo gak berasa angin sepoi-sepoi di stream ini. Angin sepoi-sepoi Lotus. Byte rate-nya udah 15.000.
Halfway if not completely rotated onto that B site already.
Yang boleh sewa itu. Kuaci temenin SWAN lah.
And you could really see Boom Esports' ability to punish Fancy here.
Since a good player
really gone down in percentage. So what's going to be the adjustment right now for Boom? Are they going to try to peek out Fancy when the first time they did this,
ini mulai nih, Fan Milo
it actually blew up in their face
26.
with Cruz finding Famous once again. So yeah.
Enggak, gue santai guys.
Yes, for Boom Esports because Fancy United, they still have that breach.
Cewek gue enggak, nanti Kuaci kerja.
If you see also Suka find that opening, he can actually get through the defenses here of Boom Esports. So as of right
dia udah
now,
sholat nih. Bukan 5 waktu lagi, setiap waktu ya. Buat Berserk menang. Terus mantra luntang Ci nih. Sabar Pak Bojen. Wow, nice. Ayo bisa, itu low banget, nice banget, itu udah super duper low. Lo gangguin aja dikit-dikit juga mati itu. Jangan nafsu tunggu mereka entry,
flushed out there too from the positioning on Ben. That's gonna be huge.
Gue tuh gak lemes, gue lagi sabar guys.
Aren't they low? They should actually be still workable here for Boom.
Jangan pick, jangan nge-pick, please. Yesus, capek banget. Woi, jangan nge-pick dulu, biarin mereka entry gak sih?
Clutch, if he can, for Shiro.
Emang capek gue.
He was reading the A rotation.
Tunggu, sabar. Kalian nge-push tidak bisa.
Apa
ini masih beda ya, 2 poin dong lah. Walau bertanya sudah match matchnya gitu. Ke berapa lo jauh di malah.
a relatively strong round.
Fajlin,
All things
Oe kasih
considered,
tahu
it
lo,
just
ini
was
baru match pertama.
honestly 2 blunders
Tadi lu
that has
lihat
kept
kan
this
IG
game
story
as close as
Oe,
it
ini
can be. That
mulai
one
juga
time
sudah jam 5.
where
Lu
Shiro just
olang
get away with
pikir
the
Oe baru
DQs
nge-live berapa
right in
menit
front
saja
of the
sudah
setup
match
Fancy
kedua.
United. The
Ha,
other
ini
time
baru
when they
match
dropped down 1 by 1
pertama.
versus Berserks,
Lu olang
Fancy United
pakai
has
tuh
done
game
a
sense
stellar job
lu olang
all
pakai
throughout
insting
this
lu,
map,
manusia dikasih
taking this
insting,
fight,
kasih
these sides, even
perasaan.
with the
Emang lu
early
kagak ada
struggles of Jin.
feeling-feeling ini
You
baru
have
match pertama?
players like Yes I Can to actually get in there. You have players like
Budi
Visio
tinggal
popping
nembak
off. You
doang,
also
Kak.
have Cruz especially making impact to
BO
be
buyout
your
keberapa
second
ini?
fragger alongside
Tuh,
Jin.
lihat deh
It's so
pokoknya.
effective here for Fancy United right now on
BO
how they
3
handle
bang.
the attacking side, that it's really been
BO tuh apa sih?
problematic for
Buyout.
Boom just because their
Nih.
usual ways to hold
304
off their
orang nonton
opponents, it's not
giveaway
working.
nggak sih, Min?
Absolutely. And one of those
304
big ways
orang
is
yang
Famous
ganteng,
just not,
tampan, sayang
really
orang
getting
tua,
that
sayang
impact
anak,
that
sayang
he's
cewek, boleh
hoping
nggak
for, right? And
thumbs up-nya?
because of this, Boom
Please, boleh nggak
have
jempolnya? Jangan lupa di
gone
like.
into
Kalian like
the
itu
point
memberkati
where they're trying other
hari Minggu
things
ini.
to create that tempo for them, where usually it's Berserk as well as
Kalian like
Famous who
artinya
puts
kalian
them
sudah
on a
sunat
pedestal.
ya.
Berserk's
Jadi jangan lupa
10 kills that
tinggalkan
he's
jempol
gotten,
ya.
it's not
Di stream
because
ini
of the initial
313
contact, it's him
orang.
getting those clutch
Jangan lupa
situations
jempolnya.
from the
Terima
earlier rounds of the
kasih.
first half. Now they're gonna try to at
329
least
orang.
go for a
Halo,
setup here.
selamat
Famous
datang
playing
manusia-manusia
a lot more
tampan
farther
dan
back
pemberani.
roll when Moria clears
Jangan
himself
lupa
up.
like-nya ya.
Based at the positioning, look at where
Best of
Fancy's
luck.
looking at here, Dax. And
Like-nya
nowhere
sekali
near
aja ya
what
per
will
orang.
be the Famous. Oh my God, he
Ayo,
is
ayo.
really,
Yuk bisa yuk
really
300
difficult
orang
spot.
like-nya.
Look, Boom this
Biar
time
famous
around
panas,
with the
biar famous
TPs
panas.
and
Dengan
the
like
setup of
kalian
Famous,
itu artinya
they're trying to play
doa.
some
Satu like,
expectations
satu
for Fancy
doa ya
United,
untuk
double
setiap
back on
para
it to look
pemain
to
Boom
burn
Esports.
utility
Biar
along
mereka
the way.
makin
But
hoki
in essence,
ya.
Fancy United, they pick the angles and they make sure
Makin
that it's as
game
clear
setsnya
as
makin
possible.
kuat
Now they
ya.
assess the numbers and the players
Berakar,
themselves towards
berotot
A.
ya.
It will still be Fisho on the lurk though.
Satu
implying
like,
that
satu
presence.
doa.
But the problem is the Trailblazer only got that
Halo Kak
single
Swat,
player
selamat
to scout out
datang.
Suka.
Halo,
Other plans
rakyat
move in the sea.
rakyat
Shiro and Berserks awaiting them.
rakyat
A lockdown also
Indonesia
not
yang
fine.
akan bikin negara
The
ini
timing
maju
is perfect.
sejahtera.
So Rolling Thunder is there, but the lockdown will honestly
Like
scare
sekali
off
aja,
Fancy United
monyong.
from this point on.
Soalnya lu cantik banget
100%.
loh, cocok jadi pacar
There
Hansen.
is no spot on that site where they
Oh,
can just keep
cantik-cantik
themselves
gini
safe.
banyak yang mau
He's
ha.
not as big
Orang
as
tambang
Jin
ada.
really have.
Orang
30
dagang punya
seconds.
toko juga ada.
It's even
Orang
slower
mafia
now,
juga
right?
ada yang suka
And
sama
everything
Oel.
bounced on the
Tapi
Fisho
Oel
alert.
tak mau ya.
Fisho's getting in
Mau
there
tunggu Boom
through
Esports
the
punya,
clouds,
pergi ke
moving in the
franchise
staircase,
dulu.
but this is the last
Nanti
ditch
baru
effort for
Oel cari
Fancy
pacar
United.
ya.
And as it
Pacar bukan
stands,
utama,
they
yang
make
penting
their
Boom
way
Esports
towards
bawa
A.
duit ini
Boom giving up a
260
bit
juta
of that
prize
space
pool biar
for you
Oel
on the
nanti
inside, though,
makan-makan
waiting for
dapat
the time,
gaji
waiting for
satu
the
tambah ya.
swing, and it will be a 1-for-1 for now.
Oel
So the
tak
plan
peduli
should
pacar
go
Oel
down.
siapa lo, yang penting
Fancy
Boom Esports
United still
menang.
make it
Jadi
there.
jangan lupa satu like, satu doa.
Smoke's dropping.
Tak, sabar, please, sabar. Learn
Jin,
from
it's
mistake.
gonna
Oh,
be so
Jesus
crucial
Christ.
for him to get this pick.
Yes.
Might not even need to because Cruz is lighting it
Come
up.
on,
There's the rest of the
sabar,
Boom
bro.
squad.
Ow.
There it is.
Jeez.
No more pinch.
Oh, no,
All about the
why?
push.
Why?
We're down once again to
Why don't
Berserk.
give yourself in?
Been able
Oh
to
my
create
God,
these miracles,
please,
these positionings,
please.
these opportunities.
Kita sudah main di Lotus.
As
Sangat
he's
dejavu
been
ini.
locked
Come
down,
on.
as that camera
Ternyata
spots
nggak bisa terlalu
another
santai.
position
Ya nggak
near
bisa.
that spike.
Swan
Berserk will have
TikTok
to just
kuka
be
FYP.
targeting him.
Iya,
Not
Sans.
gonna be able to convert that one as
Iya.
it drops.
Ayo like-nya belum 300 loh. Di sini sudah ada 326 jiwa ini. 187 orang itu orang. Nah, sisanya itu apa? Punya kaki tidak?
In their performance in the tournament
Jangan,
today is a
jangan
new
lupa
day,
like-nya lo.
and it's a familiar foe that
Makin
they've beaten
dimarahin
before.
makin
There's
naik orangnya
confidence
nih
right
yang
now for
nonton.
Fancy United
Ini nonton
as
Kodam,
they
Jin
make
apa?
execute work. And that was so
Roh
very
Kudus
good
ya?
of Fisho, though.
Hah? Kalau
Performing
kalian
up
bukan
to
Roh
the
Kudus,
task
bukan
to
Jin,
make that
bukan
space.
setan,
The fact that
boleh
they
ya
cleared
like-nya.
out Moria before Moria could actually kill the one putting that
Udah
spike
kalem
down
kayak belum terlalu
was the
ngaruh sih.
biggest clutch of them all here for Fancy United.
Lu Olang kagak
And it
menang di
goes to
map
show
Lotus
Fancy.
ini. Kalau misalnya
They
ini
know how
map
to
pick
play this map. The
lo
fault lines
pada
here,
ya,
Berserk
Oe
breaks
hantam
the
lo.
camera early on,
Jangan sampai Oe
and
ke
immediate
GH buat
response,
hantam lo
just that
Olang ah.
single tap.
Lu Olang
Fancy
punya cewek,
on
Oe
point
tak
with the
peduli lo.
reflexes right now.
Olang tak menang, Oe hantam
Here comes
lo.
the Boombaya.
Nice.
Oh,
Gitu dong.
Jin not spotting Shiro. That's gonna be huge.
Langsung
Actually,
dong.
Shiro getting a second for Famous. Now it's time to use that
kenapa
showstopper to get a
dong?
pick. Not gonna happen, but he pushes them back, gets the tag, does
Halo,
massive
Doken.
damage onto Fisio. And
Ayo bangun,
somehow
Famous.
Shiro
Ayo bangun, Famous.
makes it work. What
Pas lu
positioning,
iya, pas
what
gue yang jadi caster Laser kenapa susah sih lawannya? Gue tahu sih, gue emang hard to get, tapi nggak gini juga Keles. Cukup gue aja yang hard to get, musuhnya jangan hard gitu.
Someone else is gonna die.
Duh, gue nggak bisa begini. Gue tahu hidup gue keras. calon-calon sukses, tapi kayak janganlah kasih ujian atau cobaan yang seberat ini, please. Olah sabar dulu lo, jangan malah mau nanti cantiknya hilang. Oh tak peduli lo, ada treatment jutaan lah. Oh pakai gaji, oh nanti cantik lagi lo.
Still so much to deal with. Shiro still sticking around on the high ground.
Come on, Shiro, you can do it. Itu ada satu orang. Please Shiro, please use your game sense. Yes sir, one more, yes.
Again, a hair.
That's it my boys, that's it. Gak jadi dihantam lo. Ketek aja Selina. Halo Sleeping Beauty, sudah bangun dari tidur lo? Hampir saja bulan lu hari ini ya, bulan ini gaji lu gak cair ya, hampir gaji lu ya buat gua sama Kwaci bagi dua. Muka dulu kali aja. Emang boleh se-hard to get gitu sana. Lo orang punya Slim, Oesya ke grup jual beli knalpot lo. Terima kasih lo ya. Jangan malah-malah Ci, kemarin sudah bahagia. Siapa yang udah bahagia Ketek? Woi, kayak telat gak? Halo Jojo. Haruskah SWAN Sage turun tangan Min? Nah gitu dong like-nya ya. Ini 220 orang-orang ganteng ya, manusia yang tak perlu sempurna, tapi bakal sukses ya. Yang like bakal sukses. Nice. That's it. Give a comeback. Come on. Kasih paham. Lo tahu musuhnya di mana lo jangan takut punya lo. Nah pintar. Tidak ada 4 kata lucu hari ini lo. Soal semangatin Budi. Ayo Budi, BU DI Budi bermain bola. SWAN, SWAN itu adalah soang, binatang unggas seekor burung yang tidak bisa terbang tapi bisa menyelam. Ya Budi bermain bola, jangan sampai SWAN matok bola Budi punya. Ya. Jadi Budi kamu harus menangin Budi ya, kalau nggak mau dipatok. Nanti bola kamu saya patok ya Budi ya. Kamu tidak bisa lagi pemain bola. Nanti di buku bahasa Indonesia semua tuh Budi bermain bola nggak ada. Ya. Budi bermain Valo ya. Ayo kita ubah sejarah Budi. Nanti di buku bahasa Indonesia jadi namanya Budi bermain Valo. Nah gitu dong Bu, ini harus diancam kayaknya deh. Ini marah-marah nggak becus ya, gue kalem juga nggak ada guna. Harus diancam kayaknya nih. Sas, udah mulai apa, Ketek. Soal SS, sukses itu. Guys, sepertinya si Budi ini takut mulai dipatok guys. Seketika si Budi kecil mulai aktif. Si Budi buka toko di Jakarta. Udah ya guys, hari kemarin biarkanlah jadi hari kemarin. Tidak usah diingetin hari ini lagi ya. Saya ingin melupakan apa yang terjadi hari kemarin ya. Yang lalu biarlah berlalu. Seperti map Lotus Deja Vu Boom versus Fancy ini, yang berlalu biarlah berlalu. This is the new Boom.
Can they be homebound for that 7-7? We'll see. Great stuns to come out that actually gets them the plus here. No pushes just yet. Boom's prepared for this. They want to go for that pinch, which they will.
Very close, very
close. Still favoring Fancy Unite. Oh my god, NC Slasher's gonna get caught. That wall's not gonna break down in time for him. They can't pick up all these weapons, but time is not in favor of Fancy. But kills will be.
Yes sir. Bahkan waktu pun berpihak kita bro.
They might have lost.
Yay!
They might have lost the war, but they definitely won that aim battle against Boom Esports.
Aku yang dulu bukanlah aku yang sekarang. Halo Muhammad Dimas, selamat datang. Guys, woi mati tuh pakai Guardian versus pistol. Gak typo lagi.
The struggles were clear as he tried to break that doorway.
Udah fokus banget biar nggak salah baca nama guys, nggak salah baca komen. Udah sangat fokus. Nggak tahu kan kenapa gue sekarang kalem. Biar fokusnya nggak fokus marah-marah. Fokus baca komen. Tuh kalau typo baca komen malunya sampai ke Unubun guys.
Cruz preparing the paranoia already here. Jin
ajak lu si Anu. Siapa Anu anjing? Nice banget, nice banget. Kenapa nggak kena Wow, what is this? Wah, gila nih. Hari ini tidak sia-sia berbuat kebaikan. Kalau si Jesslyn yang live kali ini fix teriak-teriak, iyalah pasti dia teriak gila. Gak typo yang penting FYP kagak ada near FYP jir. Jipan, selamat datang Jipan. Apa kabar kamu? Hak Jakwel yang watch party kayaknya. Iya nih SWAN-nya malu lagi ngumpet. Jeki dulu ya yang ini. Aduh. Jeki dulu yang lagi jokin.
And all Cruz can really do right now is try and make sure that Boom dies with this fight. Berserks though, trying to get the hell out of there. The rest of Boom has already evacuated. And Shiro, he has the angle. Cruz, still a sharp shot, sure. But it doesn't matter. It's Boom Esports has the lead now.
That doesn't matter.
What a turn of events. Absolutely heart-wrenching there for Fancy.
SWAN kalem menang woi. Kalau Ci, iya dong. Alvin, Bang Jipan, syuting banget. Iya nih, kapan nih syuting filmnya Jipan? Kabarin gue ya, kasih tau Sony kabarin gue, ntar gue bangun. Baik Bang, masih gemetar dari yang kemarin. Sialan lo nonton, malu banget dah. Jangan lupa like dong 324 hantu ya. 336 hantu. Boleh jangan lupa like-nya, jempolnya, terima kasih. Tuh, makin kalian like, makin kuat Boom Esports ya. Makin kalian like, nah 340 orang hantu. Semakin kalian like, makin berakar, makin berurat, makin berotot ya. Jadi buruan. Nah, 354 hantu. Buruan. Kok nggak hantam lo? Like ya, like ya. 355 hantu. Tolong like-nya. Like sekali aja ya Bang. Satu like, satu arah. Gila, gue gak mau anjir. Modus SWAN biar plus 1 gaji. Sus.
No, it's actually an opening of the door not to allow them to enter
apa sih kalian?
but rather to actually back away.
Jangan pikiran ini deh.
And I like this idea. Just because they still have the numbers, they
kalau
still
berotot
have
lepas
to
sepatu
make it
dulu
work.
betul
And
Jipan.
Fancy United, they're gonna have to check tree right now.
Watch and learn ya, anak-anak. Oh by the way, buat kalian semua yang pede main Valorant, boleh banget join timnya SWAN di Samsung Odyssey Cup. I play for SWAN Sage ya. Kalian boleh komen di postingan terbaru gue. Ataupun kalau kalian suka sama Jesslyn sama Kwaci, boleh banget komen di Instagram mereka ya. Karena kita sedang mencari para pemenang. Oke, kita bisa lihat di sini Boom leading. Nah, apalagi BA-nya ya. Mereka sukses karena ada wanita-wanita cantik seperti kita yang menjadi jimat Boom Esports. Nah, kalau kalian main sama kita di Samsung Odyssey Cup, nanti kita bisa bagi-bagi 10.000 USD. Itu prize poolnya Samsung Odyssey Cup. Oke.
It leads out to a 3-3-3. Fault line though, it's like Fisher with a tap. Here comes Shiro to answer. Suka don't response in kind. Suka with another one. And Suka's gotten 3 in the round. Cyber Cage providing cover. Suka, a mastermind of the angle. And Fancy United needed that one. They tie it back up.
Perfect stuff from Suka.
Jangan lupa like ya, 361 hantu. Like-nya sekali aja pakai 1 jempol ya.
To put Shiro here in a spell. Absolutely menacing from Suka.
Oh, halo, toko Diamond Store. Wow, kamu hari ini jual diamond. Top up terpercaya di mana? Di toko Diamond Store.
Really feel a lot more comfortable in these rounds. They also know that Boom Esports, they have Famous, who still has that showstopper. And we have seen how strong that can really be on this attacking side. It hasn't been working too much for Famous. It hasn't been for Jin, but at least they are trying to talk things over just to see how to beat it out, as they don't really want to give Boom another round.
Kalian semua jangan lupa ya like ya guys ya. Sayang ibu, sayang anak, sayang Boom Esports ya.
Desperate scenarios, the way that he's able to throw out the cyber cage just to try and bait one of those other players.
Kamu apa sih? Nama dia Tokoi kan? Halo Kak Swan, halo. Halo tim underscore K, selamat datang. Gak ada anjir. Coach Mio kalau mau gebrak meja Budi.
How much more clean can they make their defense? Because it feels like there's still room for improvement, and they know that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Ayo, come on bro. Check every angle. Use all your game senses.
Been in these couple of rounds. Suka has been that player that's done so much of the heavy lifting for this moment. Look at how close Fancy are playing on that A main position.
Kalian jangan asumsi gitu dong, gue masih lemes nih.
Jiro,
Aduh,
he's caught, but he actually jumps away back in the nick of time. Seekers used as well just to get that bit of information. Famous rushes right into the site to maybe get a plant or a tag or anything. And he actually finds Suka. That's a huge step right now for
Akhirnya
Boom.
ultinya.
The waterfall we go, and Famous.
Why? Always ready to hit. Always ready to hit. Hey.
At opening things
please
up for
click that
Fancy
mouse.
United, for keeping
Come
things
on,
calm.
come on,
And now the contest
Famozin.
towards Hull's NC Slasher though. They try to
Kepala
get to the
dikit
place, so
nol,
closer
tembak
balls here from
langsung,
Boom.
klik mouse-nya.
That's very interesting.
Oh shit.
Trying to at least catch them off. Oh, this paranoia is going to be huge. Look at how blinded they are. Not the best for Boom, but no, they don't know it's a double up. Berserk, he gets one. Can he get a second? No, the wall bang's too much. Moria by himself, hiding behind the box, but he'll just be peppered by bullets. But yes, I can. And that is what Fancy was looking for. Time is going to be close, but they clutched it with a point 25.
Please, just wait a little more time.
For comfort and
Jangan nyari orang nggak sih? Jangan nyari
get
orang.
away with getting
Kalau
in
udah
there.
ngeplan, trying
by
your
Fancy
best to
United,
buy
it all
time
starts
as
again
much
with
as
Cruz, who had
possible.
17 kills. And we're seeing just how impactful Fancy United can be even without the antics of Yes I Can and Jin. They just have these reliable shots to hit it when it counts, to get in there. And from what we've seen so
Minum
far,
kopi
it's
dulu deh,
Boom
bentar.
who's really struggling in the firefight.
Oh yeah, they are not finding that value anymore. This is the struggle. Or rather, not really the struggle of Boom, and rather I think just Fancy finding that rhythm that they're really hoping for. Shiro's just running away for dear life once again if he can.
Iya, sabar loh. Oh my god. Sabar disayang ibu. Nice, it's okay. 4 versus 4 now. It's fine.
As Berserk does find the pick.
Fast click lah, iya.
But Fancy's already gotten the history, the knowledge, the
Jangan pick please, jangan pick. Oh my, ini nice Berserk, gila Berserk itu MVP sih of the game. Oke, nice
More is
one.
there too, and Boom Esports.
Oke, menang, sabar.
Back all the way to C. They're causing such a big distraction.
Win
and it all started with Berserk
numbers.
bringing in the bang stick. And
Gak apa,
suddenly,
2 versus 1.
Tides turns
Oke,
yet
NC
again.
Slasher, sabar
Yes, I
please.
can, though.
Pergi dari situ,
Moving in now
pergi
from
dari
the
situ.
CT side. There's the Nano Swarm, though.
Oke, nice one, Berserk mantep banget.
It's a rallying call here from
Langsung
Boom
kasih
Esports.
pialanya sekarang
The
juga
flash
coy.
is there, confirms vision nearby, Poison Cloud to try and psych out the opposition, but Berserks is unbeatable yet again. A 4K for Berserks, and Boom in a pinch. They can rely on
harus naik
him.
gaji sih semua. Gila lagi
Just
sharp
I thought
banget,
that,
sharp
okay,
banget,
Fancy's got this.
sharp
They're
banget.
getting the picks that
Kalau
they
si
wanted.
Berserk terusin,
It's the same play that we saw
dia bisa serem
just
banget
a
sih
round
nih.
to go,
Jadi
and then out of nowhere,
game player
adjustment
paling
comes
sharp.
from Boom Esports. You're absolutely right.
Ya
Berserk
siapa ya yang paling gercep kalau nembak? Derka atau Demon One ya? Yang paling cepet gitu, kayak ngeklik kalau ada hit. Itu dong.
So that being said, we're just evened up again, Dex. It's
Iya, gue tahu mereka pro player pasti lebih tahu betul. Tapi gue di sini tugasnya buat komentar. Gue dibayar buat komentar. Rashid pun.
And it does feel like throughout this game, Asarai,
James habis di boosting dadakan nih. Enggak weh. Gue justru gue supporternya Quachi X Rizky ya. Day X Rizky, bukan SWAN X Rizky. Demon SWAN gak sih? Amin. Ntar main follow yang resmi dikit ya. Lumayan sih, udah makin banyak ya, makin tahun. Coba ya ESL, terus kemarin ada Red Bull. Kalau yang official pastinya dari Valorant sendiri. Kayak Samsung juga ini deh featuring Valorant gak sih mereka? Kelvin tuh siapa sih, Cok? Kalau dibayar buat komentar si Kelvin siapa ya? Coba analis Ci, bisa nggak? Analis apa? Ci prediksinya kira-kira kata gue sih sengit lagi ya, kayak 13-11 gitu. Kayaknya 13-11. Apa lu pada mau analisa apa? Iya, makanya gue memberikan analisa gue di sini. Karena kan game masih ongoing, jadi gue tidak bisa ngomong gitu.
Marching it onto the A side. I am losing my words, but they are losing that map control as yes I can. He's trying to stop that plant on from happening.
Yeah, life is a highway and
by time. Jangan nge-pick place, jangan nge-pick. Just stay in the
there
smoke.
towards A and they have a lockdown to provide that
Nah,
cover.
menurut gue sih si Fancy ini tuh tajam banget ya aimnya sebenarnya. Tapi Boom Esports lebih kuat gitu soal teamwork sama stratnya bagus banget. Punya strat.
They both do fall. It's already 5v2 and Boom Esports. It's been a long time coming that they can play off that lurk angle.
They
do
Valorant.
so now with impunity.
Adam.
This is a commanding round for them to take back into the lead. Boom will go yes, but will Berserks get any more? The answer is yes. Suka will sleep. Fisho is being hounded. And Berserks, he's out for blood. Here comes the duel. Fisho wins it.
Swinging gitu.
Rifle pick up.
Gak
Not
apa-apa.
pretty sure.
Dia udah kayak game sense oke banget tuh. Karena dia nge-reflect. Nggak yang blindly just move forward gitu. Lu tahu Nakia nggak Ci? Tahu Nakia. BTW dia pakai Y ya, bukan I. Nakia.
For what?
Halo 387 hantu. Boleh nggak like-nya? Terima kasih ya. Dengan kalian like, Esports akan menang. Yang full screen boleh like-nya ya.
I already have the Lightning McQueen ones. You should get the Mater ones.
You know what?
Terima
Maybe
kasih.
they have it in Thailand. Thailand has some good stuff. If we can get flown out to do the main event, you know.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
maybe we can fight for it.
We've been here for a week already, that's right. We have been watching these incredible
Oh!
games, and the story so far is Jin lets it rip.
Oh, you can
Morgan
get
though
one more
on
head.
the corner.
Wait,
But
it's already
look at
nice.
Fancy United go!
Oh,
This is
shit.
how sharp they can be into these rounds.
Morales tuh selalu di posisi
Shoulder
bagus,
peeking,
cuman
but Berserks
posisinya
and
tuh
Sheer are still
kayak terlalu
down.
risky gitu
And
loh.
Fancy,
Kayak
suddenly they
posisinya
bring it
tuh
back to a
bagus gitu
tight
loh.
score.
Cuman kayak harus lebih agak disiplin dan biarin beberapa orang main ini. Terus dia udah tahu poin-poin kayak kepala di mana-mana aja gitu loh. It's from my analyze ya. Kalau dia lebih disiplin gak langsung hit satu orang. Jadi kan masalah si Fancy ini dia peka banget. Gue lihat bener-bener reaksinya gercep banget si Fancy. Dia harus lebih kayak speak English please. Hello, welcome. You want me to speak English? Yo, but it's okay, it's okay. It's very nice, Ray. No worries.
Always good from them. They just need to
For
win
my
rounds,
pick.
create that tempo, and just win those rounds.
Here we go again. The double up is scary, and Fisho will disengage because of it. Immediately though, we do see Yes I Can finding famous Sukas there too, and Fancy United have had enough playing for the sides. They're playing for the brawls instead. They realize they win the duels, and now Cruz does it all by himself near the tail end.
Oh, no.
The final two go his way, and Fancy United are back in the
Ayo
lead.
bro. Casternya suruh pelan dikit suaranya, suara Ciswan gak denger. Gak bisa dong. Kayak suara gue kedengeran deh. Emang gak kedengeran? Gue udah kecilin banget loh. Gue gak tau sih Coach Meow dia nyaraninnya gimana ya. Behind the scene. Ini baik nih fansnya nih yang Vietnam. Vietnam fan. Today you are very good. Last time I also casting the Fancy versus Boogie Sport watch party, and a lot of them like very rude, but you are very nice.
Utility early on. I won't be too surprised to see them
OMG, Swan with English is so gorgeous. What's the difference? Gak menanya itu budak yang gak denger masjid. And save the angles just because they shouldn't be famous. Are running around the map and taking no. Actually, famous Zen is very good, very sharp, and he's like the best duelist in Indonesia for now, and he's very systematic.
They're just gonna have to wait
I
here
think
too, right, for that to happen.
maybe because the game just started and he's not
also go for this push out, but
he's not
look
hit
at
it yet.
Fancy.
So maybe
10
we'll
seconds in and they're
see.
still pretty much
for now
corralled
on because
upon
we
that
don't know
A
yet.
site. They're only just now bringing
He already
Suka
do
back
the entry
onto
though,
C, 'cause
but
they were
just
still
miss
second-guessing if
some
we're
target.
gonna put
Or
all
like
of
his
our players,
crosshair
all
is
of our
not right
high-ranking
on the
players
enemy's head.
onto a different part,
But
onto
we'll
the same
see,
part of the map,
okay.
excuse me.
Hi.
But the Satchel's in from Famous, and
Top atur baik di mana?
now working
Kayak
their
tackle
badge on that A
lower
site for
bracket
now.
final,
The
yes.
other decision Boom can
But thank you for
actually
your
make, just
insight,
go for the full send as a
Fun
five,
Milo
put themselves towards
26.
Rubble. This time around, the toxic screen gonna be up. The pain shell's thrown for the
Oke,
orb.
oke,
to keep
please.
at
Ini
least
mereka butuh sabar aja
Famous
sih kalau
at
ini
bay.
map picknya
This
Boom.
already forces Boom
Come on.
Esports to
Okay, you have to
slow
learn
things
from your
down.
mistake.
But Fancy United,
Oh iya,
they
aku sholat
understand
dulu ya.
something
Iya
is
Rizky,
waiting
makasih
into
ya
the
udah
back
nontonin
line,
ya
and they're
Rizky.
not really pushing out of it just yet.
Itu
So,
Famous
more of
nambah
a standoff here
skinnya
so
buat
far.
store-nya itu ganti
Voice
nama.
Cloud,
Enggak lah, paling
covering
kayak
the
cuma
sidelines,
nama-namaan
Spurs
doang.
is
Kan kemarin
playing.
Famose.
Boom is just making
Mas
noise right now, trying
Ascension.
to psych out Fancy as much
Aslinya
as
Famous.
possible.
What I do like about this is they're playing on that on that Rubble just because they think that if Fancy actually go for a B push, a C push, basically the pushes they've been doing for the past 2 rounds, Rubble is actually a really good.
Oh no,
area just
please.
to
Oh
fight
nice.
for that anti-flag.
Berserk
Anyways,
gila.
Berserk
Gila
finds
dari
it
tadi
already.
nih si
Who's
Jin
gonna be
ini.
here into the corner, but yes, I
Oke,
can't get pinched.
nice.
And
Shiro.
that is the picks that
Oke.
Boom are
I think we're
looking
gonna make
for.
it. No,
Officials still
please.
holding on.
Jangan di angle yang tebak.
Holding as
Oh,
much as possible. Official
no.
does
Okay,
it
nice
again,
one.
but more
Nice one, it's
finally
okay.
providing
Please
the
try to
overrun. And
put some
Boom
strats
Esports, they
biar
get the
lama-lamain
plant
mereka masuk.
going. You also keep an eye out to where they're
Please,
positioned.
please.
Got the tree
Ya,
area
nggak ada yang
for
tahu
them to
lagi.
cover if ever. They're playing
Nice.
into the hut. Berserk still providing
Berserk's-
cover for NC Slasher.
Berserk's
Busy with
MVP
Trailblazer.
of the match,
And 1v3,
sumpah.
it's all up
Jago
to
banget
Cruz now.
Berserk's
He's been hitting
ini.
some stellar
Bagus
shots
banget
so
di sini.
far. Trying to go for the fake TP, but the problem is NC Slasher's on his
Nice,
left.
NC
He's got the
Slasher.
rest of Boom
Nice,
onto
nice,
the right,
it's okay.
and Boom
Nice.
will find the correct path to tie it up again. It's 11-11.
I
That's
think
so
find a
smart
young
for Boom.
talent you can try
Again, just
that.
figuring out that,
Well,
you know
yeah,
what?
we'll
If
see though.
We're gonna get
I mean, like,
basically pushed from
at the end
every
of the
single
day,
angle, and
what's
we're
matter
spread a
is the
bit too
chemistry
thin,
of
and
the
we're starting to
team.
lose
And
these
if the
aim
team find
battles.
good chemistry
Let's
with
just
the
go somewhere that
Famous,
we can isolate a
then
fight that is big enough that
we'll
we can
continue
move around and not
until
really get punished
there's
too
no
much
other way
by
to
flashes, by nades,
fix
by
the chemistry.
stuns. And again, as I mentioned, Rubble is that
You bisa
perfect
yuk,
spot.
ya.
And to add to
Ci
that,
ingat
we're mentioning
kata-kata
earlier,
nice
we're
one
looking,
nggak?
to
Apa
kinda
tuh?
psych out
Berserk
Fancy
save the
here. They
day.
definitely
Berserk,
did
yes,
with how you
absolutely.
saw Fancy, which is kind of
Gila MVP of the match.
checking B and C.
Yang kalau
Well,
Fikri
TP
gak boleh
here
pakai
from
nama
Moria,
selain
and he actually
Famous,
pushes up
gak
for
boleh
that TP.
tambah-tambahin
Yeah, he
jadi
commits
bau.
onto this, and Boom
Ya harus
Esports,
Famous ya.
if they can
Gue
assess
juga
this right,
ngerasa
they can just go for B,
ngeri.
which is
Iya.
absolutely
Sengit
free.
banget.
This is what I'm talking
Vandal
about.
and
Fancy
knife
United,
dan
they go for the
knife
pivot
terbaik
play,
menurut
and
Kak
everything
Sonata.
honestly
My
rests
opinion,
onto the
gue
clutches
suka
of
Arexis.
Suka right now as he has to wait
River,
towards Wonderful. Shiro ready with the
apa tuh
plan.
yang
Fancy
kayak
United gonna go
pohon
for the hustle,
akar.
and they're cosplaying as the attackers here.
Aduh,
It's a 1-for-1 for time being.
no,
Suka wins the
Shiro.
goal, up close personal, but it's 2-for-2. Yes,
I
I
wouldn't
can.
even do
Tips the
that.
scales back in favor of Fancy United. It's another one for Fancy, and they just go
So
for the clear.
fast.
Aim is their game, Asterai, and they will be on map point.
I don't think they expected
I am
that
like
Fancy
I like
actually
Berserk's
pushed A
playing
main.
duelist
That's the
role.
thing.
Or you're like,
They
or you
only tried to
play
go
like
for the pinch
Berserks
here.
but you play
Moria was
duelist.
successful to try to pinch on their own, but
Oke,
again,
Ayo
it
guys,
actually
3 lagi
backfired
like
on them
yuk.
because they were not expecting Fancy
382
to just
orang.
come around the corner,
Jangan
and
lupa
wherever they plant the
jempolnya
spike
dipakai
was
untuk
there
like.
at the divot. It was there
Terima
at
kasih.
the safe plant rather than the default. So this
Okay,
means
come on,
that
make it
Boom
overtime. You
will
can
have
do
to
this,
play
Boom
for picks,
Esports.
will have to play
Mahal kita,
for,
mahal kita.
uh,
Are you
for
from
that site rather
Philippines
than
and
post-back,
Famous?
just because the
Ow, ow,
position again where
ow.
Fancy was coming through
Yeah.
B main, they were at that disadvantage and they just
Ayo
could
overtime
not,
bisa yuk, overtime yuk.
re-encapsulate or just retake the site that they immediately took.
I mean, they got a bit of insult courtesy of
Gak usah
Moria, but
fokus nonton. Gue dari
didn't
kemarin
really
yang
pivot
Valorant
off it.
VCT itu gue nontonin
That's been
semua
the case
anjir,
so
sampai
far.
stres
From
gue.
what we've seen, a bit
Soalnya gue
of a
teriak-teriak di kamar.
pause, I believe.
I
As
saw
Boom
him
Esports
playing
is
on the
on
split.
the ropes
That's
here,
so
Asterai.
insane.
Fancy
He
United,
is. That's why his name
they
is
gone for the
Berserks.
full send. They have seen that
GG,
you
bruh.
have incredible shots in your team.
Saya
Doesn't have
Abuy,
to
anak
be
Bu
Jin,
Yesus,
who's found a few
Richard.
struggles along the way,
Yep.
but
Okay,
it
welcome.
can be Cruz. It can be
Welcome
Suka.
in,
Yes, I can
Famous.
also. The master of setting
Salamat.
things up for Fancy United and getting those fights in their favor. It's been the process so far. And yeah, I'm honestly going to say that both teams have had struggles all throughout this map. But we are getting more and more from Fancy now.
Kadang
Better
in
late than
some
never.
point gue ngerasa server punya
I mean, they're the ones
utility
that are
guna banget ya.
12 points in,
Yeah.
right? So it's now Boom that
Terus tapi gameplay gimana CM itu dia Muhammad Hamid. Kalau misalnya strat gitu-gitu line up bisa dipelajarin di nonton. Tapi kalau Crosshair sama aimnya itu harus latihan terus.
Pretty most afraid of Jin just starting himself in, but boom, they're just waiting at the spot.
Oh my! Yes, I can.
Gila dia agresif banget, woi.
They just go for the defaults now to at least
ayo
even up
Boom
the
Esports,
numbers.
ayo,
The flash comes
bisa.
online. Cruz will be spotted out
Omen or Astra?
towards lobby.
Gak tahu, dua-duanya sama-sama berguna. Omen
Trailblazer
berguna.
also scouting another, so it's all up to Fish out here. And that's the moment of weakness that Fancy exploits. Sniper got connection. NC Slasher trying to stand up against the forces of Fancy.
For
but
real?
Fancy overwhelmed them one final time. A win for Fancy
Oh my
United,
god, like what I say,
keeping away
13-11,
Boom's
tapi I
map pick,
thought
and this
it's
is the
Boom Esports
first loss
13.
Boom has ever had on Lotus this year.
Oh shit,
Wow.
it happened
And
again,
again,
like totally
through
deja
that
vu.
last round,
Oke,
it just
kalau misalnya
felt
next
like,
split,
okay,
hopefully there's a
again, they
change
have
ya.
the right idea. They're gonna
Tapi sebelumnya kan
wait a
Boom Esports
little
yang menang
bit.
kan
They
ya?
have the 5-stack
Oh,
at their
Lotus.
own spawn. They know that it's about to come, and then
Semoga
Jin
ya
out of
2
nowhere
map ke depan kalau
converts
misalkan
that
split sama
double
Haven
kill
lagi
very
Boom
quickly,
Esports sih.
Again through the flat or
2-0.
from the
Ini
flash
probably
assistance
ya
of Yes I Can.
endgame-nya itu
Because of
2-1
that, it
skornya.
just really messed it
Dan
up
gua
for Boom,
hopefully
especially
Boom
when they
Esports
couldn't
ya yang
really
2.
stop the flashes from still coming in, even though there was
Cikat,
some
ronde 2.
retaliation of
Ya ronde 2, ronde 3 ya. Semoga Boom Esports
they were
stabil
still
nih.
stuck in their own spot, and this is the
Bisa kok,
kind of thing that I
bisa
was mentioning.
pedein
That they
aja.
don't want to be in that position.
Biar nanti
They
habis ini
allowed
kerja.
to,
Ya,
they allowed
Koci sama
Fancy to get
Jislin.
that rebel
Mereka udah sampai ke
control, and
GH
it
buat
just didn't
ngebus.
work for them. It doesn't work for C-Long. It doesn't
anak-anak.
work for B mid. It doesn't work for their spawn, and we have seen that happen thrice in 3 different positions against Boom.
Yeah, just outpaced overall for Fancy United. It
Belum
was
tentu
all about
El
fixing the game
Andrenov
in those
pedein
final
dulu
few
aja.
rounds,
Kita
because
kan
there
nggak
were
tahu
3
Miracle
times
datangnya
there,
tuh
I
akhir-akhir.
can count, Asterai, that there
Nggak
were
watch party bareng
honestly
Swan bau.
fixable blunders by Fancy
Gue
United.
nggak tahu
The
ya
scoreline right now, yes, it's
apakah
13-11,
gue yang watch
but if
party
you look back
bau
at some of those
atau
rounds, you feel like this
musuhnya
could have been a lot
kebetulan
more in
pas gue
Fancy
watch party yang
United's favor,
susah.
but just the way that they had some of those
Atau
mistakes earlier
gimana
on,
nih?
they made sure that they were confident in terms of their push. They set
Apa
things up
kenapa?
the way that they're accustomed to. As soon as I saw Yes I Can draw that flash with Jin setting up that satchel, you could already see the
Sabar
writing
ya.
was on the wall. And Boom
Guys,
Esports, they
percayakan
weren't
semua
prepared for that at all.
kepada
Usually
mereka.
have players who are up
Benetik
to
menang,
speed,
Ci.
like
Oh,
Berserks,
iya.
like Famous, but they just couldn't really come online as consistently
Kurama.
as Fancy United.
Yeah, seems like Fancy their
Sabar,
style
sabar,
is
udah nggak
going
apa-apa.
undefeated at least for
Ya
this
santai dulu nggak
first
sih,
or
ambil
this,
minuman
this
kalian,
map
chill
number one.
aja,
Actually,
chill.
I'll take it back. Not
Ya
undefeated,
chill.
but it is ever evolving. It
Siapa tau kayak
makes so that
kemarin
your
Boom
opponent
Esports yang menang
will
map
always
pertama,
be
tapi
on
map
the
kedua
back
map
and never
ketiganya kan
feeling
kalah.
fully
Nah
in
siapa tau
control.
kali ini Fancy yang
And
menang map
Fancy
pertama, terus map kedua map
masters of
ketiganya
that.
Boom Esports yang menang.
Just another case
We
where
don't know.
new additions do
So that's why watch
wonders
till
with
the
it.
end.
Suka's
Oke.
return, Cruz in the squad right now. They
Ayo dong,
performed
kalian harus
to
support gimana
expectations
Indonesia mau
and
maju.
beyond, and it allowed
Hah?
Fancy United to recover.
Kalau misalnya kita
in
mau merangin sesuatu
positions
harus sampai
where Boom
akhir.
were rallying.
Start,
I would
finish what
always
we
remember
started.
a time in these
Nggak
rounds
boleh
here,
kayak
Asrai, where
orang-orang
Cruz
pada
would
umumnya
be able to
yang
catch
ngejudge
someone
karena
pushing. Like
sekilas
a low
doang
flank
terus
from
gak
Boom
percaya.
Esports, someone
Lo harus
advancing
yakin
in a mistiming
kalau talenta Indo tuh bisa
attempt versus Fancy
maju.
United. Cruz would
Makanya
win
lo
that crucial
harus
duel,
terus support,
protect the
mau
rest of the
menang mau
team,
kalah.
and it gave Fancy
Harus
United
support
the
mereka sampai
numbers in those
akhir.
situations.
Jangan berarti mereka karena
Now
kalah sekali
that
ini,
Fancy, they're
tapi
so
kalian lupa
close
kemenangan-kemenangan
to
mereka
closing off
sebelumnya.
this series
Kita nggak tahu juga
already.
ke
Again, it's
depannya.
a best of 3 here, man.
Nanti
And
giliran
they've
mereka
got a
menang,
chance
baru
to
kalian
be
balik
able to
lagi.
win.
Kalau
The
kalah,
one map that we
ditinggalin.
know that Boom should have won, they actually lost. It was tight-knit, but still Fancy were able to make it happen.
Harus
Anyways,
support,
guys, we're gonna
harus
go
coba
on a
dong
break. When we come back,
percaya dan
we'll
setia
see if
gitu.
Fancy can
Kalau
have that
mau
rematch
support.
against Oasis. So, stay
Nah,
tuned.
malah kayak hidup. Motivasi Swan, iya emang gitu. Emang gitu. Pasti kalian semua relate kan? Tuh pas kecil kalian kayak dipikirnya nggak ada, kalian nggak punya kemampuan, nggak bisa ini, nggak bisa itu. Sama orang tua kalian nggak dipercaya kalau kalian bisa, kalian direndahin. Tapi sekarang kalian udah gede, bisa kerja, bisa cari duit, hidupin diri kalian sendiri. Itu pencapaian loh. Pencapaian kalau kalian sendiri, orang tua kalian sendiri mungkin ngeremehin kalian dulu, ternyata kaget anaknya bisa sehebat sekarang. Bisa sama. Nanti kalian sama aja kayak orang tua kalian. Kalian sama kayak orang-orang pada umumnya yang nyepelein sesuatu. Padahal nggak selalu support dari awal sampai akhir. Udah mau menang mau kalah dukung aja. Namanya hidup. Kalau di atas mulu jadi Tuhan aja sekalian. Anjir. Anjay, modifikasi. Asli ya kan? Iya cuy. Tanya nih minta dimarahin. Udahlah Hamid. Kamu berapa sih Hamid? Nggak RP, masih ada lagi. Tunggu sampai selesai Boom Esports. Tunggu Boom Esports kelar. Irfan. Annyeonghaseyo Irfan. Ini tahu bantingin Vandal Swan. Ketek lo. Ini gue lagi kerja ya jadi BA. Jangan nyuruh gue RP. IG Jeki. Gue aja gak ngapa-ngapain ketek. Kocak. Capek bet ya, iya. Lumayan. Ya tolong hargai ya guys. Kalau kalian mau gue RP malam ini, ya kalian boleh nontonin watch party-nya dulu. Kalau mau nontonin orang RP, kalian bisa coba lihat streamer-streamer lain yang lagi RP. Atau kayak Sonia mungkin. What's up JC, welcome bro. Oh my god, high as a kite. Just shut up, alright. In the previous game that I casted before, Boom Esports may win like the first map, alright, but they're losing the second and the third map. And now, probably, Fancy winning the first map, but the second and the third map will be Boom Esports. Okay, just wait till the end. Oh my god. Chill out, alright? And it's normal thing to happen in tournament. High as a kite. Don't be ridiculous. I main follow, aku mau lihat bantingin Vandal Ciswan. Kak, enggak. Ini 1 menit lagi, 2 menit lagi kak. Nggak jadi BA eksekutif. Kagak lah, emang eksekutifnya kagak ada BA. Ya sama-sama lah, semua orang menjadi ambasador ya untuk game yang kalian mainin kalau emang bagus dan berkualitas. Ya biasain nonton Boom, bukan cuma Boom, semuanya sih biasain nonton sampai akhir. Oke. Ya whatever, high as a kite, whoever you are, you just a noob, just commenting behind your typings. Okay, just see yourself. You don't even play at tournament. You just playing Valorant as no one, as nothing. Okay, what you can be proud of? You try to be pro player, alright, in any kind of team. Probably the best team in the world. Try to join them if you can, if you are that good. Or at least just try to join not even the biggest team, just like a small team in your town. Try that. If you can make it as a champion. I don't think you can make it. Bro. Kalau Boom kalah, pulangkah ini guys? I don't know. Let's go. Map apa ini? Kayaknya sama deh. Split tuh. Ada Lotus split sama Bind. Kan kemarin tuh ada yang Heaven kan. Nah ini map ketiga Bind. 3-2-2 set. Ini just go cry. Oh my god. Me as brand ambassador don't even cry about it. So what? Min nggak ada subtitlenya ya, nggak bisa bahasa Inggris, nggak usah tahu bahasa Indonesianya. Yes sir, Savage Swan. You know. Aku sih yes sir, yes, okay. So watch till the end guys. We'll see what happened. Wishing the best for Boom. Thank you, hello. Thank you, Mar. Straight up Boom in the house, guys. Yes, sir.
3 rounds out of again out of the
blue.
You
just put your trust. Just believe Boom, okay, and pray for it. You don't have to be like crazy psycho dickhead or something else like that. What the hell? You're not even playing as the pro player. What can you say?
Away Boom near the tail end when they found their form even more so. And Fancy United already such a
kirim stiker ketek, lupa beda akun.
in that regard. Boom has never lost a Lotus map before. This was their comfort pick. And now you're going into Split, where Fancy United has beaten Boom before in this same tournament. So the odds are stacking more so in favor of Fancy United now more than ever.
Nonton streamer ngomong Inggris, kalian belajar.
To say at the
Biar
least,
ngerti
right?
dikit-dikit.
And the last split
Oh yeah,
game,
by
like
the way,
you mentioned,
ganti
was
dulu
also
nih.
pretty close, 13 to 11 here for Fancy. So nothing will be easy for them, to say at the least. But what is good is that we know that they have that capability.
Hey, as a cat, you should change your name as a low as a
it's not just
stone or low as a poop.
Just the one player like Jin.
Low as a shit.
The entire team has been really stepping up to create that opportunity to be able to elevate this team. We've been seeing Suka out of nowhere just get these magnificent retakes, these lurks, that is really rounding up this team that needs that ability to round off.
Yeah, and Cruz, on the other hand, is truthfully one of the dark horses right now in terms of performance. We're seeing this guy pop off, finding frags so quickly, even on the Omen. You give him that mid-line
comeback
role,
gangs to the
keep
stream.
everything calm, and you gotta give
Okay, we will
big
see
props to him,
at map
honestly.
2
That's
what
right now,
happened.
'cause from I remember, from what
Tapi
I've seen
kelebihan
in
nonton
their local
stream bahasa
scene,
Inggris,
Cruz was
tahu
one
jadi
of
tahu
those
yes sama
players
no
that
doang
was
Ci.
really on the uprise in
Bukan
terms
jadi
of
jarang ya
top
ngomong
rate.
yes and no.
Like Psycho, if I remember
Ketek,
correctly,
benjir
playing
dulu
in the
Ci.
Vietnam VCT,
Tunggu,
but not getting
kalau ada yang
this
perlu
much
dimaki ya.
notoriety.
God
Now
bless you.
people are taking note of his name. Now people are
ngakak.
taking note of what Cruz can really do, and it's such
Yeah.
a good addition to see
Tuh.
for Fancy United
Ingat ya,
to
gue lagi hit
amplify that extra
hari ke
firepower,
berapa ya?
especially with the
3
early
apa 2?
struggles of Jin. This is a perfect time for him to also bounce back and play to the level his team is playing
Wah,
right now.
thank you ya
And
Rizky
I love
selalu
how that's going to
mensupport
be
SWAN
one of the big things for him, because
dan
this is
Boom
also
Esports.
a map where we saw Moria from Boom really do struggle to get that value. He plays on the Astra, but
Lelo.
it seems like he really struggles to get
Gemoy.
that rolling for him for so many of the rounds now. And look at this. Immediately that Boom have finally realized that after two
distant,
egregious
thank
split
you.
games that they played with Moria on that Astra, he's back on his Omen.
I mean, the thing is, this is such a different form for Boom Esports. Yes, Moria had to adjust the play to Astra, but it was basically the composition that they played for almost half the year. Now that they're going for the
Amin,
Omen,
amin,
Berserks and
aduh,
Famous
please
will
menang
need
ya,
to
please
adjust,
banget ini
having the
mah.
paranoia
Split
rather
ya.
than having the stars for the setup, for the play.
Ganti
And
deh,
it should be Moria
gantian.
getting that value, but my eyes
Kali
still
ini map
always
2, map
lock
3
in
Boom yang menang
onto
deh.
NC Slasher. He had immense struggles, to put it lightly, on that first map compared to his usual performance. He only had 9 kills, but this was the map versus trying your best that he was online, that he was finding those clutch moments, and if he can do so again,
Halo
he
Rizky,
can help
welcome
this
back. Halo
Boom Esports squad
Bocal.
tie up the score and keep them
Annyeong.
in the running.
100%. But at least you do know that both teams are very much aware of their strengths, are very much aware of their weaknesses here, and that is going to be a big factor in how they're just going to try to adapt, especially when it is already the 11th hour, when Boom Esports are here for Series Point, possibly getting eliminated. And again, Fancy United, they're just one step closer to getting that rematch with Oasis in another best of 3 today. So many things happening, so many things right now going into the heads of our players. And again, I cannot wait to see what happens on Split.
Yeah, Fancy United, though, I feel like today is their day to perform. This is a Fancy United that showed so much sharpness near the tail end. It's so different from what we saw from yesterday.
Gue pengen nyemil
And I
deh.
feel like Oasis Gaming,
Nyemil apa ya,
whoever
tapi
they're
kayak
expecting to
cemilan gue
come
tuh
out of this
semua
lower
tidak
bracket
ramah
final,
untuk
they're
leher.
taking notes, they're
Lo
watching
tau gak
right
sih
now,
yang kerupuk
especially trying
basreng?
to see what kind of
Kerupuk-
form
kerupuk
Boom
basreng,
and Fancy
kerupuk
United have. Fancy, though, is the
sebelahnya
one
Rafael.
ahead
Itu kan
with
ada
a one
kerupuknya
map
kan.
advantage.
Lu pedes
Fancy's
banget.
also going to be starting on the attack here.
Ooh,
Apalagi
100%
ya,
agree with that one.
Hati udah
We'll
nggak ada
see
yang
how
enak.
this
Gua
is
pesen
going
dulu
to
deh.
be priming itself.
Hati
No
enak
Sentinel
banget,
for
guys,
Boom
sumpah.
Esports
I'm in
here.
love.
So you know how difficult it was for them
Mana
to
Shopee ya.
kind of just scrounge some map control
Ya kan sih langsung
and
antar Latiao
just get
tuh.
pushed out so many times on a
I love
Heaven.
Latiao so much.
I don't know what Meow has kind of done this past day, this past night, just to alleviate that issue that Boom have been experiencing. But Fancy, they got a lot more options. They got a lot more map controls just purely from the agents that they have. And if they're not careful, or if Boom's not careful, this could really hurt their case here in the first half.
The anti-lurk presence and the lurk possibility from across the map. That's what Suka provides right now here for Fancy United. But the adjustment from Boom, not only putting Moria back on that comfort Omen, but the fact that since they know they're facing off against Fancy, they can mirror the Omen Viper as much as they would want, since that's been the standard of Fancy so far. Stun though, as you mentioned, in the play. Fisho going for the catch. Berserk absolutely blinded. Jin will get the collapse going, and Fancy United now pushing ahead and moving into Boom territory. The TP on the way though from Moria. He's onto the core right now, spotted by Jin, and Jin looking awake this map, ready now to fight as this B site's taken.
They're also injured, but they still have the numbers. Suka doesn't even have to commit to this fight anymore with the lurk on mid as he spots out the remaining player for Boom Esports, NC Slasher. One flash is all he gets to assist Famous in this retake. If they can find the low HP targets, beautiful.
Hello,
Jin,
Irfan, welcome.
He has an angle here.
Who's the good or the best in your house brand ambassador Boom Esports players have? What do you mean, Matthew? Who's the good or best player?
In
What
that
do you
last
mean,
game, he still
Matthew?
did his job. He got 7
Hai
first
Latiao
kills,
sudah
but he
stok
did die
semua
6 times
belum
first
weh.
I feel like now
Enak banget gak
his
sih nyemilin
goal was
Latiao?
to stay alive
Sumpah.
even longer, get that confidence.
Kalian
And
kalau mau
look
beli
what
Latiao,
Fancy United's
itu pesannya
buying
yang
this early
tendon,
on. That's right.
tendon,
2
sama yang
rifles
spicy mal itu
already
enak banget.
out. Half
Karena menurut gue yang
armor.
garlic
It's all
itu
about
manis banget
confidence here for
dan
Fancy
kayak
United. The rest
nggak
one
bisa
goes to pick up
dipas
those
gitu
guns
loh.
if need be.
100%. So it's going to be that economical buy right now
Murah-murah
for
banget.
Fancy, maximizing damage while also having something for the next one in the bonus if they can get this one here. Immediately.
Ayo dong!
Right now for Boom.
Oh
They
my
push
God.
out. B Garage is a little bit compromised, but they
Okay,
can't
nice
really
one.
get anything. No, hold on. Moria finds one.
Morea
That's the
Witras.
last 2 players, but they've done some waves. Can they pick up some weapons, or were all the vandals still safe here for Fancy? You can't really tell.
Fancy has the rifles. Cruz and Jin have it right now. And that's why Boom Esports had a good chance to play that garage. They assess it well.
Pelan-pelan
I
yuk,
also
itu
feel
udah low
like
banget
you can't really
Cyphernya.
contest Moria's one-ways. They're so dangerous. Because
They're
he's always
very
having the
dangerous.
angle to play from. Light plant though
Okay,
coming
nice
online,
one,
and now with
Shiro.
Cruz falling.
Nice
This is
one, nice
Shiro
one, nice
realizing a rifle is available. Suka though with a 3K of his own. It's 2 versus 1 now. And it's low HP
Win this
here
or
for
not.
Shiro. A chance still though to try and make those shots count. Suka's waiting at the wings, ready now to go for the
so
free
risky,
fire.
so
Shiro
risky.
though showing his hand early on. 2 bullets
Yeah,
left.
nice.
It's not gonna be enough to fight back, but 1v1. Rifle
Risk
versus
banget ya.
rifle.
Please,
And
please,
Jin
Shiro,
knows
Shiro,
he
Shiro.
can just get the
Oh, Shiro
single
capek
bullet
banget.
to win it. He's creeping on the way though. Moving into A main Shiro. This is to be a problem because the pain shells are perfectly
Oh, no.
placed. The initial detonation enough to kill him.
That's close,
And Fancy will
but
get a second round.
Okay.
All right, still,
That's
again,
okay.
economical buy there for Fancy, so they will have,
That's
basically
fine.
all the rifles right
It's
now. So they
okay.
weren't trying to play
Nice
for the
try.
bonus. They were trying to play to be able to roll the rounds up against Boom here in the first half. It's a good idea. Boom, though, will say this love of them to get
Gila,
pushing that
gila.
B main has been getting them value backs. They've gotten the past couple of kills in
Halo,
these 2
semuanya
rounds.
welcome back,
Will they
ya.
be able to do the same
Lo
again? They've
pemain
actually brought
terbaik
NC
di Boom
Slasher this
Esports.
time to help out with the flash situation.
Maksudnya.
But it seems like Viper, or
Gak
excuse
tau
me,
ya, karena ini roster
Fisio
baru. Tapi so far
just
kalau dari game
really
hari
putting
ini,
everything there, so they can't really push
Aku nggak
through
bisa bersuksesi
and again sneak their way
Dia lagi tajam banget aimnya.
into B main.
Shiro
The
so
blind's available
close
for NC
ya.
Slasher if he wants to make a
Gila,
swing
tapi
from
emang
this.
udah low banget sih, jadi kayak
Problem is, yes I can. On the other hand, he's ready to counteract
nice try, nice
if
try.
need be. Boom Esports though. They have Berserks on an elevator
Berserk juga oke banget jadi 2 sih.
Trying to watch for the
Sangat
closer
oke.
angle for
Aduh,
NC
close
Slasher,
banget.
but look at Fancy United. It's a firing squad waiting for NC Slasher. Does he dare peek this? Too dangerous.
Aduh.
Fancy already pinching the opposition, and suddenly they're on their way into B.
Very predictable, I think, for
Aimnya
for
harus
Fancy
lebih
United. What Boom was
tajam
trying to
sih.
establish at that B garage control.
Santai
Blows them
dulu.
straight into their face. Famous
Kenapa
tries to
Firman?
tempt fate
Kamu
with
ada
the peek,
apa?
but he's the
Who
one
hurt you,
that
Firman?
actually be.
Bagaimana Anda bisa di BA ini
picked
sementara?
Yeah, I got nothing there. Famous just got caught hard, man.
Wasn't that the case for all of Boom Esports? Fancy United, a stellar third round
Apa
in
Matthew
a
mau
row.
saya ngomong bahasa Inggris,
Goodbye,
Matthew?
their bonus buy basically giving them such strong firepower.
Halo Matthew,
And
saya
effectively, right,
sudah tahu
now they're
semuanya.
in
Saya juga
command
tahu
of the pace of the
yang
game. They're on the
sudah
attacking side. We've seen
beristirahat,
here on the
retire
Clash of
dari
Nations
Boom juga
SEA
siapa,
qualifier, there's been a lot of
Matthew.
success of split attack. for what we saw so far.
Tapi menurut gue pemain terbaik itu Berserk untuk di match kali ini.
And it's Fancy United understanding their opponent more so.
Okay.
It's hard for Boom here once that's a thing because again,
sabar, mainnya sabar.
Back, right? That
Come
Boom,
on.
they're a team that loves that microaggression, but how can you perform that microaggression when every bit of positioning that you've been trying to kind of put yourself in
udah ngomong bahasa Indonesia aja deh, Matthew ya.
Cleanly executed by your opponent. Oh, the judge from Famous. He is just not having
nice
any
try,
good days.
Famous.
Whether
It's
the rifle or the
okay.
judge
It's okay.
or the shotgun, it hasn't really found that value.
Yeah, Famous. It's not really the performance we expect from him, but there's so much time to still recover. Effectivity though, the flash is there. Yes, I can. Holds it down versus Shiro. And for the time being,
butuh lagi sih. Ini gue harus harus turun tangan ya guys ya, meratakan tanah ini.
What else can they even do from this point? As they're just walking into a meat grinder.
Okay.
They expect
We'll
also
see
Fancy
though
United now.
if there's a change or
That's
maybe
exactly what's happening. And this
mereka
is a
akhirnya
free side
ketemu
to take.
chemistry-nya.
No resistance whatsoever.
Tapi kemarin menang ya, mereka
how
menang
did it
ya.
come to this? Boom is just, they're looking just absolutely lost. Look at Jin, he's just having fun finding the perfect spot to plant his spike. Shouldn't even matter right now is there really isn't anything. They have a judge in the hands of Moria, but actually no, even Bulldog here for Berserk.
Bante cuy. Iya cuy.
A little bit closer, spots out the one.
Okay, nice one.
Berserk gets two.
Oh,
Only good
almost.
for
Almost.
those and not even having
It's okay.
any
Nice
to get
try.
into that A site.
And Fancy United, they're really proving that they have a handle on this double duel.
Ini 1-0. Iya karena aku share screen. Aku juga nggak tahu, aku udah pakai Twitch kan. Kemarin pada nyaranin buat nonton di Twitch. Sama aja hasilnya kayak aku restream di YouTube punya. Gila gue aja jarang main Jet, bejir. Kalian semua yang main enggak? Butuh piniknya Cisun. Kalau piniknya gue butain teammate gue sendiri. Guys, don't worry. Gue sebenarnya lagi baik-baik aja ya guys. Cuman emang lagi mode kalem. Harus ada Kevin di part 3 gak sih buat bantai-bantai. Tapi setahu gue main di rank sama main di turnamen tuh beda banget.
So what's the addition here for Boom? Again, you talk about how the Sentinels not having a Sentinel has actually forced Boom here to play a lot more far forward.
Dulu gue suka
Again, they
nyemil
want to have that initial contact so
tapi at
they
some
can get
point
that
gue ngerasa
information,
lidi-lidiin
they
gak
can
enak
get the
lagi.
trades, but it hasn't been working. So where do they try to draw the line here from being aggressive and just passive enough that they don't really lose that much map control? A possible solution here maybe is Berserk's having the operator and an initial peek on a main. But this is a thread. This is a very fine thread that they have to wire themselves through because it's a risk. If they do, that's going to be the A side taken. Oh, he doesn't get the pick first. Big operator shot there from Berserks.
Pacarku banyak Hilman. Tiap kota, tiap sektor, tiap game beda-beda orang. Share screen-nya udah, share screen-nya udah dibikin 1080. Di OBS gue juga udah clear banget ini.
Will keep Fancy United on their feet. So Fancy now.
Thank you Distant.
Thinking about the pivot towards B if ever.
Butuh boleh sih coba sekali suruh ikut turnamen dia. Atau dia nggak tertarik di prosin. Si Bang Kevin kan. Soalnya apa benar? Iya benar. Aku tiap malam tidur sama PC gaming aku. Aku belai-belai dia. Aku cium-cium dia. Aku kasih sayang dia.
Nate as well as Paranoia being thrown here right now, but Fancy haven't really fully committed to this. They're still waiting for that pinch
tekanannya beda-beda dan orang yang ditemuin. Iya beda banget turnya sama rank.
Trying to flush it out, it's not working. Shiro's here,
kayak kalau turnamen tuh lebih kayak teammate gitu loh. Si burung, ya udah guys, no choice. Gue juga bingung ya, gimana ya cara biar lebih bagus. Kalian nonton aja ya, masih kelihatan kan nembak siapa, namanya juga siapa.
Into the A site. how did this transpire?
Kevin punya bakat, iya. Kita semua bisa lihat dia punya bakat. Toko yang bagus buat beli PC yang bagus di mana ya? Ketek lo bikin jamak, gue jamak lo.
And that's pretty much all she wrote, since Boom is known to have the operator. So such a great rotate again for Fancy United. The mid-rounding has been so clear from them. As soon as they called that up, they went towards heaven. They played the angle to flush out anyone holding.
Kenapa lo kasih PC kopi? Iya nih sampai 2 kali tuh PC gue ketumpahan kopi kocak. Gak tau nih.
Look at that, they're forced back yet again. I thought that it should have been the change of...
Okay, high as a kite.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was gonna be a
yes,
lot more
you are
Boom,
very
right?
true.
They have the operator,
Bravo.
they got the initial shot from Berserks.
You're the smartest in the game. You know everything about Valorant.
And that second part
You
is
so
supposed
smart,
to be
high
famous,
as a kite.
he hasn't really been connecting
Damn.
anything.
I'm so
And if we
proud
just
of
look at
you.
where
Everything you
Famous
say
is
is
at right
very
now,
true.
2 frags
My
back again on
God.
the judge. He wants to
Too
get
boring
up
to
close
be
and personal
true.
on
Like
B-Heaven,
seeing your
and this is gonna be the third
typing.
time that he's gonna
Meh.
be put in that position.
Are you not
Fancy, they just
tired
decide if
by
the offer's gonna be an
hating?
A main again, we can just
Eh.
again bully this back, and they're gonna do that with Jin, who's not gonna find anything, but they're gonna be securing this A side once again.
Even tired
forcing the
looking at
post
your
plant
typing.
from Boom.
What do you mean? He found something very important. It's called space. And now with space,
Jangan bohong Swan, masa waktu mabar sama Trino terus di aksen kamu jago banget. Ya kenapa Hilman? It's lucky. And I also have skill. Hilman. Kenapa? Kamu mau nganggepnya apa juga silakan. Kalau kamu tanya aku, ya aku bilangnya enggak. Tapi kalau kamu ngerasa aku bohong, ya udah. Anggap aja aku bohong. Yes. So maybe this is the turning point. We don't know. Nice one, gang.
They find it. They finally find it.
Akhirnya. Tapi lu lihat kan Budi sama
They will
Berserks
be able to
keren banget.
convert that finally. After so many rounds taken by Fancy United, Boom Esports get themselves a rhythm, a heartbeat, a pulse.
Hello,
This one
Axel. Welcome
took them
back.
A while. It also took them so much just to be able to flush out Fancy from the corners that they were hiding themselves on. But they make
Satu
it
pertama,
work.
ya
That
kita lihat
judge
ya.
from
Pokoknya
Famous
jangan
finally gets the
ekspektasi.
double kill.
Kita nggak boleh
Absolutely
ekspektasi.
huge. They saved
Nanti
the
kalau nggak
operator for
ekspektasi
Berserk.
malah di
Absolutely
luar
huge.
ekspektasi.
And this is where you might find the pushback that they're kind of hoping for in this second map.
Yeah, Fancy United, they were shaken
yeah.
by the judges though, expecting, sure, Boom Esports is gonna contest them from the rounds, but not to that degree. And stellar work by Famous, at the very least, to make that opening, to send that showstopper. I thought he actually wouldn't get a kill with it, but he found one towards the site. And this can be the rally here for Boom, so this forces Fancy United to play a bit different. They go for the defaults, pick up the spike, and head it towards B. And I'm still watching this lurk from Suka. Does he find anyone? Berserks is here. Oh, the wide swing. Suka's hurting.
Ooh, nice one,
The
Berserks.
shorty, even from that range, can confirm that kill. Paranoid
Berserks
Prime
harus naik
Warriors
gaji,
ready for
sumpah.
this push.
Oh. That
Iya
paranoia
Budi
was
kalau sekali
immediately
dikasih
placed.
momen
Look at
dia
where
menurut
Mori
gue
actually
lihat
tucks himself into
sayang
the
banget kalau nggak
corner.
skop tuh karena
Damage be
sumpah.
done as Famous darts right into the
Iya
site.
ada orang di situ. Ayo pede
It
aja,
might have
pede aja,
actually
kejar
been
kejar.
a mistake to pick up
Kejar.
that orb.
Lu secel masuk, ayo Famuzin. Secel pede aja. Buruan.
That really messed it up here for Fancy United. Yes, I can.
30 seconds
Up
left.
high, down
Gila.
low.
Wow, udah nice banget. Ayo cicil. Ayo
No
secel
way.
gak bisa
That's
secel
the
lagi.
judge again.
Oke deng.
And yes,
AWM itu
I can.
udah setengah sih
He shall
darahnya tuh.
not.
Selebew aja.
This round is over. Fancy United kept that bay again by the
Gila,
judge.
apakah ini
They
jinx dari
went
para
for the
haters?
push as soon as they
10
lost that
seconds
lurk,
left.
which prevents any kind of rotation.
Tiba-tiba
moving
iklan
forward.
ditonton ya
And who's ready
guys,
for it?
iklannya
You
terima
mentioned it a while
kasih.
ago. Moria rather spotting out Cruz in the TP.
AFK
getting
guys,
away with it
AFK,
because
yes,
of
I can.
paranoia. The timing was
Di base,
perfect.
guys,
Fame was also
AFK.
calling a lot of attention with the judge. And the pocket play for Boom Esports, it keeps them alive in this fight.
Absolutely strong right now for Boom. Retaliating is a huge thing for them, and this lurk from Suka is
Kok
not
di
really getting
premium
that
iya,
value
ya
anymore,
iyalah kan
especially with
YouTube
Berserk.
premium.
He's just mad and
Ini si
angry.
loyalty nyombong ini.
He's angry.
Iyalah kalau kamu YouTube premium gak ada iklan. Makanya itu premium guys, biar gak ada iklan.
And they're gonna try to do the same thing again. Berserk is waiting at the
Terima
precipice
kasih ya
of that
teman-teman,
A
tolong
round.
support Bumi Sport.
Where
Jangan
does it
lupa
go,
likes-nya.
or where will this lead Fancy though? Look at that positioning for
Moria
Suffocated is
sama
fine. And
ayo
Berserk,
dapat
does he see this
Berserk.
coming? Because this is a lot of members of Fancy United.
Sayang
Zuka's the casualty, but Jin with a trade. Ops gone,
sayang
here comes
sekali.
Fancy United. But the judge is still in hand for Famous.
Ngedashnya
Snake
nabrak,
fight though,
tapi udah bagus banget,
keeping him
dapat untuk
away.
kepala.
And Jin instead flies to
Oh
the
my
side.
God.
Judo
Itu
anchored in.
kalau
Moriyashiro
pakai-
doing what needs to be done here towards A.
Kalau pakai-
Yes, I can. Will be found. It's Boom Esports all across the
Oke, nice
board
one,
as
Boom
they have
Esports.
gotten 3 in a row.
Boleh segampang ini
And
comebacknya.
Jin did not expect two players
Dari
to be
tadi
there on that
kayaknya
side. He's like,
Fancy
"Whoa, where did
dapetin
you come
5
from?"
poin lama banget.
And
Bumi
he's
Sport
not gonna be
udah
getting
gak
that
kerasa
value.
udah 3 poin aja.
Force this team to follow up if they could. They do deal
Yuk
with
bisa
Berserk,
Bumi Sport. Yuk,
but
let's
delayed the
go.
push well enough that his teammates tucked themselves in very well positioned corners.
Gila,
So Boom
sekalinya
Esports
comeback
now
gak
figuring
berasa
things
ya.
out. It really has to be
Ya tiap comeback kayak 30 detik
a
dong tuh.
risk to get that
rasanya.
initial pick against Fancy United, but once you do, you really
Yalah.
slow down the pace for them
Sabar.
because it feels like they
Tadi
would
mau
love
plot
to
tuh siapa
push
yang menang?
as
Yang
the
menang
full,
si
full
Fancy.
force before anything else. Anything other than that, and they feel very much I think naked with the push, not really comfortable with it.
Okay, Moriado, he's gonna get
Oh,
found by Jin.
shush.
And a beautiful clear from Jin, knows
Udah
that he can
sayang
get
sekali
away
ya
with
bad
it if he's close
positioning
enough. A moment now made by Fancy United. Famous has to go
Nice
for
banget,
the
nice banget.
disengage.
Saya celef Hamuzin.
A problem for the retake for him. You also noticed a while ago, Fancy, they held back with Suka just to actually go for the timing swing, and now it is gonna work out in his favor. Finding Berserk's mid-transit, the op's gonna be gone. It's Boom Esports looking to pick up the pieces from this point on. Here comes NC Slasher down. He falls 2 over onto tower. Should be a save
Masih
by this
bisa
point
lah
from Shiro and
ini.
Famous, but still one lying in wait. Suka looking for
Nice,
the
nice,
timing.
nice.
Misfires. Suka falls to the hand of Shiro.
okay,
Sure,
it's okay.
but Boom. Can they
Yang
even
penting
get
mentalitasnya
anything else from
kembali
this?
lagi.
Shiro wants to go for the exit. I do believe you have Famous
Jangan maju
picking
lah,
up
jangan
perhaps
maju
the
lah.
rifle left behind by Berserks. Jin already gets 3.
Oh,
The
my
hunt
God.
might be on. It's the Opto who doesn't hit the
Nice
shot
try.
still. Jin gets 4.
It's okay,
And
nice
Fancy
try.
United. That's another round for them to try and bust the bank of Boom.
Santuy, santuy. Masih bisa. Emang boleh sedih apa ini? Caster ESL. Emang boleh sediam ini caster ESL? Yaudah lah gue casterin. Oke guys.
Excuse me, I was making so many points.
Oh, excuse
Yes, it
me.
was so enlightening.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry,
Excuse me, I
sorry.
was just saying, you know, lots of
What you're
angles.
saying?
Fancy making as much value as they can
Saya
to
nunggu
catch
Famous
off one
nyala.
player at a time, and when they are
Aduh.
able to do this, they get the sight.
Lama nggak nonton
which is
SWAN
absolutely
sekarang
perfect
jadi
here
lemah
for
lembut
Fancy.
gini.
Now,
Oh
Boom, they still have
iya,
money, though,
iya.
to buy
Jadi
a
tuh,
new operator after 3-round
jadi
streak.
gue
They
tuh
need to make
sudah
it count now.
bertapa
And
kira-kira
suddenly the
ya.
cloud drops and Berserks gets 1, but yet again
Minggu-minggu
we see
makanya
it.
gue jadi
One is all
penyabar,
he
jadi
gets from
kalem,
it.
lemah
Fancy
lembut seperti
United
orang Sunda.
shut down the first
Gue
target
belajar
of
jiwa gue ini terlalu
opportunity.
panas dan membara. Itu tidak baik untuk kesehatan katanya. Makanya ini hasil dari gue bertapa. Makanya gue udah jadi lemah lembut dan sabar. Gue sudah menemukan kedamaian sejahtera dan ketenangan hidup gitu. Kualifikasi kami kena.
Can't really push this one-way smoke now, can they? Paranoia has been thrown out. Lots of noise actually being done here, and that's the first arc that we've seen from Suka get the value already. As they spot out with this
Tepuk
neural theft,
pramuka dulu Ci
immediately
biar
look at their
semangat.
repositioning,
Apa ya?
immediately
Harusnya
look
ada
at where
Phoenix
Boom have
Valencia
kinda spread
atau
themselves
wake up
out.
kocak.
And this is perfect. Now they know that Moria's alone by himself once again. They can
Sok
start
atuh
pushing up,
Ci
and he's
ngomong
already
bahasa
used
Sunda.
Paranoia.
Aing teh naon.
So, yeah, there it is.
Udah gitu dong gue
They try to hold the angle. And see Slasher has an operator, which I love, but that
Which
smoke making
I
definitely trying to
love,
find a shot.
Yeah, right there,
Oh,
flash 2, and
no.
as you mentioned, it's hard to actually make that angle count. Fancy United
Bisa gua.
with a
Ngomong bahasa Sunda,
3v1
guys.
slate now to work with. And if you notice there, as soon as the neural theft pop, they made noise.
Samping lo bro, samping lo bro. Famos ini. Geli Q. Aduh, Famos
He
ini.
didn't spot that too as of yet. Here comes the swing, and the stack is too much. 7-3 now. Fancy United commanding the
kita santuy
game.
dulu. Nanti gua kayak orang gila, kayak marah-marah sebelumnya ya. Kena mental lo semua.
How did they
Lu lihat, gua kalau gini banyak yang nonton. Kemarin gua marah-marah.
Jin, Fischio,
Iya,
Suka,
rusuh
Cruz,
komen.
The entire roster just
Nanti kalau gue marah-marah pada kena mental. Nanti haters yang ngumpul di sini pada kena mental. Ini gue dari tadi nahan rem, lo tau. Lo pada tahu kan, lo pada sadar kan. Kalau yang nontonin gue dari tadi nahan congor gue ini untuk koak-koak. Biar gak kartu merah aja nih. Udah geli ya. Oke, nice one versus
Esports full aggress now as Berserk and the Blades get the dance, get even a third partner.
Nice
and official will trip up. That's
oh my god, bisa kali ace.
Fancy United.
Nice
They
one.
are shaken suddenly by Boom's aggression. At least around for
Okay,
Boom
bro.
to command.
Okay,
That's
we got
the
it,
call to
we got
action.
it, we
Trailblazer
got
also
it.
spotting Atsuka. And with a 1v4,
Nah.
the regrowth's there too. What else can Suka do by this point? The spike so far away.
nothing
Gak
really.
bisa guys, nanti kasihan
Gonna have to
ini
forfeit
si
that, but he has a
haters
minute.
ini.
They have money, and this is second
Si
to the last
haters nanti
round, or
kasihan.
last round of the first half. So he can just
Lihat
roam
nih
around
si
and
Hai
try to
as
look
a-
for openings
as a
if he
kite.
can.
Nah kalau misalkan gue keluarin
No,
taring
you
gue
can one-way
beneran,
that.
gue gak ngajak buy one langsung nih
Any
True.
kind
di
of
live stream.
partition, any kind
Langsung
of
gue cari
awning he
orangnya.
can place a smoke on, he will.
Kan gue coba
This is
sabar
why,
ya.
You know, you have to put him on the omen.
Lepaskan sih gak bisa guys,
And it's
kasihan
such a
nanti.
rare angle to play, but he still knows it.
Nanti pada kena mental ya.
On the agent sure, but this round is effectively over. I wonder if Boom's actually gonna go for
Kan
the
mati
chase.
ya
I feel
jadi
like he
ace.
shouldn't.
Gimana jadi
Just
ace?
because
Iya
their
makanya
money
hampir
situation isn't the
ace.
best
Kalau dia
right
bisa
now.
nge-kill tadi.
And
Lagi
Suka,
terbangnya kelamaan
well, he'll be left alone.
Tinggal
And
kayak
Fancy
tweet
United.
gitu.
Overall, though, it's
Beleguk sih ya.
already a good
Ada lagi gak
half for
beleguk?
Fancy United. They got in 7
Naon.
rounds yet again so far. They can get 8,
Terus,
they win.
Emang
The
budaya.
next round, which is the
Live
last
gue
round
kalem.
of the first half. And we
Stabil
see for
penontonnya
Fancy United,
300
they
orang.
come out of the gate strong. So very different from
Delicious.
previous encounters, even against Bloom, even against Oasis. So it's a good sign for Fancy moving forward.
Absolutely agree.
Oke.
And now Fancy
Gue sebenarnya lagi tidak
have
expect
so
apa-apa
much
ya. Tapi lebih baik
ultimate,
tidak expect
economy
apa-apa
to just
gitu.
pour
Siapa
into
tahu dengan
this
tidak
last
expect
round.
apa-apa beyond expectation.
absolutely
Normalnya seperti itu.
menacing if you think about it. They haven't
So
really
we will see.
utilized Jin as often with that showstopper, as well as the Rolling Thunder from Yes I Can. I don't think we've seen that at
Kayak
all
nama les
from
Inggris
him
sumpah.
this
Cok.
entire
Yes,
first
I
half. It didn't
can.
feel like it impacted into anything. So they're gonna try to just again roll their way into a site.
Mane muni
He seems
pelontong
to be the first
gitu.
product here. And
Pelontong.
look at how far
Pelontong.
Suka, or look at how near Suka actually plays from his team now. No more an A main. They really just want to commit this one, see how it goes. Famous, if he times this perfectly, that nade is gonna flush everybody back. From,
Haya,
Fancy
haya
here.
sekat you fish lah ya.
Decides to let
It's
it,
not
let
the
it go.
fishy, but you very fish and you smell
Bruce!
fishy.
That's
Oh my
troubling.
god.
Here comes the push. The fly swatter commences, and the fly swatter works out.
You can but
There.
yes you can. Yes I can.
Korea clears it up with the 3K. Absolutely beautiful.
Cuit
They didn't even
mulu
expect it.
nih.
They didn't
Yes
even
I
see
can.
where he
Ini
was.
adminnya ada gak sih Bumin? Gue
Gue
tahu sih, gue mental badak sama gue macem gangster ya, tingkah laku gue. Cuman ya, bisa kali ya ini orang-orang gak jelas di timeout.
The sudden appearance of Moria getting a great angle and a great opportunity with all the distractions. I believe we saw the famous fly high with it, sure, but effectively
Gila,
for Boom
Budi,
Esports
serem
right now,
banget
those
dah,
are some
Budi.
of those rally rounds that get them back
Keren
into the
banget.
game, right? It's a chance here to get this
Nice.
pistol,
Ya,
tie things up.
makanya
That first
jangan expect
round in this
apa-apa,
map was the
santai
first time
aja
they lost
dulu.
a pistol this series. So let's see what Boom can do.
Oke.
Okay, this is the perfect time for Boom to really hone it in, right? Like you mentioned, this is their chance, especially with that double duelist.
Prodigy Budi
Finally,
ngadat
Berserk's
gear.
famous.
Cuy.
Hand in hand, not really
Budi jago banget,
separated
kenapa sih?
anymore because of
Moria
that,
tuh jago banget, gue udah ada
defensive
feeling
posture.
dari nontonin dia
Suka
di
now finds a
VCT
little bit of that contact.
tahun lalu.
Paranoia perfectly
Gue ngerasa
placed.
dia jago banget.
Can't really reposition against it. Jin could get caught here. Gets back into position. And who shoots better? It's going
Hai
to be
Swan,
Berserk's
mungkin
with the
kalau
classic.
kamu cosplay
That
jadi
opens it up.
Jesslyn atau Kwachi
versus
Boom jadi
four.
hoki. Benar juga, strawberry.
Boom Esports.
Tapi gue nggak bisa cosplay jadi mereka. Gue terlalu kasar untuk cosplay jadi Jocelyn dan Waci. Emosi gue juga gak stabil lagi. The anger issue. Jadi kayak mau gue cosplay kayak mereka pun kayak gak bisa. Gue terlalu setan untuk cosplay jadi Waci sama Jocelyn. Ini aja gue sudah menahan diri nih.
Does he find it? He does actually.
By time, come on.
Time is still ticking.
Yeah, it's Slasher, your time to shine.
3 versus 2 here, wrapping around the corner. Look at the catch off here.
Slasher, your time.
The baits and switch. One more, and they will be able to
All
make it
right,
happen.
no
What
worries.
an
It's
absolutely
fine.
incredible retake here for Fancy United.
Itu dikit 2 poin doang kok bisa dibalap. Budi Meister, siap bang gangster. Kalau YouTube sendiri udah iya betul sekali ya.
Given this pistol, they're gonna go to the anti-eco, but looking back at that round, yes,
kalian lebih suka kuak-kuak apa goreng-goreng, guys?
win to kick off all the action. It forces Boom to try and go for the crunch towards him.
Ini ada DM gue lagi, Swan, kamu gak masuk gangster di eksekutif RP. Kenapa emangnya? Tunggu deh, gue belum menemukan geng. Gak sih, udah dong. Bentar lagi, Los Salamanca will be on my chain.
Hot pot of pushes here. Oh, speaking of hot pushes, what
Cuan,
a speed!
Cuan, hai
From
Aziz,
Famous right now,
welcome.
that's going to be the
Jangan
Bulldog
lupa like
picked
ya
up,
guys, terima
as well
kasih.
as the site secured supposedly.
Wah,
There's
wah,
3
kok enakan
players right
hotpot
now
tuh enak
coming in
banget.
through the
Dan itu
ramps.
sehat hotpot.
Moria has an angle. Can he actually get it? And are
Si
they aware
Astable,
of it?
gak gue oke kok.
Okay, that's dangerous.
Cuman lagi save my
Fancy
energy aja
United, now they're
for the
falling
stream
bit
later.
by bit. It's a problem when you're playing those kind of isolated angles when you're facing off against double duelists. They can suddenly pick up that speed. And yes, I can. What else could he even do now? Phantom in hand, Cruz is here with a Spectre too. Sets up the smoke, sure, but Fancy. It's such an awkward angle to play from. Yes, I can though. Finding Berserks. Chance now to run into the side. Cruz with another one. It's 2v2, but the HP states
Wake up
of
in the
Fancy
morning,
United
feel
is
like
at a
it.
critical moment. Tap yet again. Shiro makes a frenzy
Yes.
count. And
Nice
NC
one,
Slasher
bro.
ends it on a high note. A thrifty steal by Boom Esports.
Cuman,
Picks up the
tapi lo
guns
tau kan
too
kalau ada
to move
karakter
into
Kak
this
Ming lain,
round.
tahu.
And that paranoia from
Tahu,
Moria
tapi
has been
that's not really matter. Karena gue suka sama si Oli Parlente.
brilliant, I think, for the past couple of rounds right now.
Kok jadi,
paranoia
gue
he
gak jadi
gets,
image bro.
it hits everybody. And again, of course, when he was defending, that was a lot more likely. But this time, it just allows them to get that access so early on. And you're talking about how quickly a double duelist comp can shift up that pace, can shift up that speed on the push. If they didn't have such great timing with the paranoia from Moria, that could have just been so different in its outcome.
Boom Esports, they need to make more moments like that. They want to try and even up the standings in this series. Shiro, though, punishing Cruz early on. And you gotta love this from Boom. They back away with Shiro, trying to keep the gun in their clutches.
Kegedean gitu ya?
Very dangerous. Shiro still
Gedean.
holds, still stands. And
Layar.
a 3K
Oh, nice,
there
Famozin.
to try and fight. Only one more here for Fancy United.
Sabar,
before they
aduh.
fall. Boom is just going for it.
Nice.
This is
Last
kind
back.
of stressful to watch for Spacio, as all of the blast backs are just thrown, the satchels thrown in his face.
Raka Kalis. Keren bro. GG
Kind of
gengs.
the same. They have O in the last of their names. Yeah, they definitely.
Haya.
Fish show? Folk show? Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, full.
You gotta be careful, huh? You gotta be careful. The Boom Esports.
Yeremia Kevin, terima kasih atas pujiannya. Mungkin hari ini kan harinya Tuhan ya. Kayak gue lebih udah kayak malaikat makin mirip malaikat. Putih amat juga pakai skincare plus make up. Iya nih, putih banget. Udah genetik ya.
Just go for the full send. Just fight back as soon as possible and win the round.
Nagisa, parah Enda.
That just ended in such
Lihat aja
a
Nagisa ya masih harus
quick
di-carry.
transition. Still, the money
Gue lagi
gonna be
carry
able to buy up again for Boom here. Decided
0-13.
probably should decide not to push like that anymore.
Jangan
As
tak kalau
Fancy
gua
now have
roar
the
malah
weapon
pada
to
kabur yang
Really
nontonin.
fend it off. What is kind of at least good about them is they don't really have to worry about just yet. Showstopper coming in. Jin's nades though have been a lot better than Famous in just how it reacts and what the time is.
Oh, happy Sunday, bro.
It's gonna
Happy
be
Sunday,
probably a
ya. God bless
possibility
you.
for him.
God bless you
This
all.
Wonder push here, Dax, all the way up onto mid. But Suka, he's put up his tripwire.
Kok gua roarin orangnya
I
keluar.
like this though. This could get the catch on Berserk.
Oh,
It
banget.
does! Easy for Jin.
And decapitates the guy Berserk. He just dashing into a line and his head is cut
kalau
off
manggil
by
Tokyo harus keluar dulu
Fancy
deh.
United set up. A bit more BDS, but it's exactly what Fancy wants to do now. Fast rounds, fast wins. Go for the fight early on and catch Boom as they try to go for the burst. Famous though, answering back this time. It's gonna be the true Boom with the showstopper. But the paranoia keeps him away.
Nice.
The Boom bot though catching Cruz. Famous brings in the damage too. And Fancy United, they get the trade sure, but that got very explosive very fast.
He just had to like basically exchange his life for his own teammate.
Roar butuh banyak kalori dan
that
tenaga,
B-side.
guys.
He
Gue
does
udah
not
lemes.
have an inkling where the attackers may be. I mean, they saw him last on ropes. Now he's giving away his positioning. As Flash is going to put him in such a discrepant
Nice
state.
one,
And he
and
will get
Slasher.
spotted
That's
by
what I
NC
mean.
Slasher.
Keep doing that
This
shit, man.
B-side
Come on.
picked up.
30 seconds left.
Not sure if the plant and open is going to be wise. But there is going to be that long rotation that both
Tokyo.
players
Round
will
2,
have to try
Tokyo
to
yang
do
panas.
to get back
Yang
onto B, as you can see.
Bacotin Tokyo, gas. Buruan,
They're
Alek.
clearing up,
Hajar Lek,
ropes
gue
here.
udah hajar dia, lu
If
bacotin
he
dia juga
does
dong.
give the information to the
Gak
SI
ada
can,
gila.
this could be a
Gak boleh
great,
gitu guys. Kita harus menciptakan komunitas yang
rolling
sehat
thunder
ya.
spot for him to just rip one out.
Garage take also helping out Boom
Let's
to
go,
have extra
NC
ammo
Slasher.
to work with. And from this point on, NC Slasher trying to go for the hits. Paranoid doesn't get connections. Official sees the sky
Shiro,
coming, but he
Shiro,
might not see
learn from
Shiro here.
mistakes,
Roll
Shiro.
Thunder is sent out. Fisho just checking at the last moment, but drops down. His accuracy isn't as precise as he would like. It's 2v1. Yes, I can fighting back, but cannot get the round for Fancy. It's Boom who stall and win it out. No escape. No escape.
He just had
Kenapa lu lihat Roar
about 2
malah menang?
inches before
Lu lihat kan,
he
gue Roar
got
malah
out
menang.
Yeah.
Bodo amat, gue
No
bakal
escape
Roar
at-
terus
at
sampai
all.
Boom menang.
But damn, Boom
Before your
have
mama
been
get
so good at
angry.
just re-encapsulating
dinner,
these
little
lost
bro.
fights. Yes, they will have to just again have that sacrificial lamb, but as long as they can again find those picks, call in the follow-up. That's what the most.
Keluarkan
That's what
bahasa
it looks like to be
Vietnammu.
the most important thing right now.
Kenapa
here for
jarang
Boom.
balas komen
To
tweet?
slowly get that build back up.
Kenapa
8 to
jarang balas
9.
komen tweet sih? Sering
In
tahu gue
roll
termasuk yang
again.
sering
There's
balas
the
komen tweet.
tripwire once again,
Gila.
but now it gets broken through. Is
Tikus
Jin
gue
gonna
pada
be
kabur.
able enough to actually push through
Mampus
this?
Hamid, mampus.
He does have a
Biarin
flash of his
tikus lo
teammates,
kabur,
but
gak inget tuannya
a
lagi.
bit risky. That boom bot at least
Bro.
gives him a free, who might be there.
Wasn't close at all for the Vietnam to get the hit. Towards heaven, here now the dash in, courtesy of Berserk. Suka isolates Berserks with the cyber cages, and while the Seekers do find a bit of value, it's Boom who has to go for the flush out. Suka still standing tall, Famous now eventually getting him. There's a 3v3 Shiro now. There it's Cruz though, who does at least try and fight back. All alone now on the high ground.
Oh, lihat gue Roar menang, Jir. Udahlah, gue Roar aja, Ji.
He's hanging by the rope.
Udah gue bilang Roar
and he is
menang.
hanged by Boom Esports. 9-9. It's close yet
Udah lu
again.
jangan ganggu gue. Lu jangan
Is
ganggu
there
gue.
still any buy power
Jangan ganggu
here
gua kerjaan gua,
for
Roar sampai
Fancy?
akhir, bodo
They
amat ya.
will be buying Fishio
Udah. Ini kerjaan
with
gue.
the Vandal,
Lu jangan
interestingly
ganggu,
enough.
guys.
Maybe they just
Jangan, udah,
use his
Gue bodo
ultimate
amat apa yang
early
terjadi. Gue tahu
and
sekarang.
then play
Akhirnya.
around that or something. There is a risk buy that Fancy are figuring out. They do have the big ultimate Zax. This is probably the reason why they want
Ini
to
kalian mau kan ara-ara dan
try to
ubur
still
dan
make
Roar.
something happen,
Uh,
even though the resources are a little bit shot.
ara-ara.
Triple push on mid, taking a play out of the book. This can actually work because now they've got
Going in. Okay, Jin sends it with the showstopper, but Berserk is ready to prepare for the catch. Fisho, though, still bringing in the brawl, and Fancy United are knocking on the doors of the Boom. Here comes the trades. 2 versus 2 after everything is said and done. Suka, though, out the new open. Fancy
Kalah sih
still wins
anjir.
it.
Oke, jadi harus
Fancy
Roar aja,
loves
jangan
the
pakai ara-ara
firefights.
sama uwu.
Wow. You think that Boom is the one that perfected
Ganggu
this entire series?
Koms
No, it's
dong.
Fancy. They've been doing
Yaudah,
it
Ci.
for so many rounds on Lotus. And honestly,
Merinding.
Boom should have gotten that. The whip
Ya,
on the
kalah sih, Boom.
showstopper.
Kepek.
The pinch
Udah gua roarin juga lu. Gila itu udah tenaga dalam gua keluarin anjir. Capek banget deh.
We saw just Fisho lighting it up with that Vandal of his, really utilizing the strength of the Force Buy. Shiro's going through the meat grinder there. That's a lot of HP burn just to try to get a little bit of control on ramps.
The last Ember also falls through, gets that kill onto Shiro. A dash out sure. Berserk's trying to get a bit of help from MC Slasher, and that's what he provides. Yes, I can though. Yes, he will. 2 fall to his hand. And Fancy United, the faster these rounds go, the better they're gonna look. It's 3v2 for the time being. Famous. He's gonna get a bit of help from Moria to reassess from the shadows available here, Azurai, just if they need to pick up that spike.
They should be able to, though. So many angles that you can already see Famous is checking as of now. There's the TP. Because Zuka's still alive, they should still be able to spot Moria coming into the site. Hello, there it is. Now they know. Tripwire should get spotted already. There it is. Famous. Or rather, excuse me, Jin.
It's problematic.
30 seconds
just because of that. Now, Boom and their extensions
kaget. Boom
exposed. And Jin, on the other hand, sees Moria coming. So, Paranoia gets the hit. Damage done though by Jin. And Suka is there to catch his own teammate and help him out. 1 HP though for Famous. Showstopper out of reflex.
Atas!
In the 1v1. Yes, I can. Trying to play this smart. The pain shows though our love. Here comes. Yes, I can. And yes, he does again. The clutch Fancy United, it gets critical thanks to Famous sure, but it's still
saya sudah mengerahkan seluruh tenaga dalam kodam saya bersatu juga untuk mengeluarkan terornya Allah.
Yes, I can. Especially when he was
looking kali kalau Fancy versus Boom jangan gue deh yang watch party. Gue terlalu fabulous untuk mengcaster ini.
And he couldn't really wait for Yes I Can anymore. He had to find a position
to plant that spike already. Jangan nanti orang kesedek cowok.
Was still out of the open. Both of the raises here are starting to really light it up. Jin has been perfect, and Famous has been picking up a lot of the slack.
Well, he's been picking up kills with the judge, sure. Eurotep into play. Yes, I can. They're waiting for the time with the tripwire. And Suka again, elaborate main here by Fancy United. There's no running in this maze. How can Boom Esports even find an exit? 2v3 suddenly. As immediately the initial skirmish, it goes back into Fancy United favor. It's what we've seen so far in these rounds here.
Cuap, pam pam pam, cuap, pam pam pam, cuap, pam pam.
Anyways, 1 minute. Still a lot of time.
Sumpah gue kayak bukan salah tingkah, gue bingung tingkah.
Figure out where they want to go. If they try to push up to
gue bingung guys. Bingung tingkah anjir.
At least stop them in their tracks. They're gonna have to break this first.
Pam pam cuap, pam pam pam, cuap, pam pam pam, cuap, pam pam pam.
If he peaks this prematurely, he just gives the numbers back for Boom Esports to favor. Now that it doesn't spot anybody on B main, that should give him an inkling that this is a double push for the both of them. Couple of the smokes, and I do like how he activates the Cypher Cage because now they're going to be planting inside of the site. So there's no other position.
Oh my god, you're still in your cage, and please, I believe that you can win this game. Kijul, Cici Billiard jomblo nggak? Kita semua jomblo guys. Tapi enak sih banyak. Tidak banyak temen cowok juga.
Okay, Zuka, you run out of bullets. You gotta get the new gun. Fisher, though, seeks and destroys. Moria is found. Time, though, running out here for Fancy United. It's all left to Shiro to try and go for the hold. The first kill goes his way. Zuka on defuse shooting. Fisher, though, looking on around. It's a game of hide and seek, and Fisher's the one who's able to find out where their opponents are. 12-9, series point here for Fancy United.
Tinggi kali. Bius tadi malam sih kagak anjir, siapa bius? Bang, aku telat gak bang? Yeah, nice try bro.
Where it doesn't really get the full value. You could have maybe placed it
cuap, pam pam.
the positioning for
itu
the
bukannya lagu
where you
itu
could
ya?
play
Oh,
around
Yunus
corners
di
a lot more,
perut
but because
ikan
it was dead
pam
smack in the
pam
center of
pam.
that
Iya
site,
ya.
it made it much more difficult for
Tadi gue
them, I
nyanyi apa ya?
think,
Dalam biasa ada kemenangan, oh my god.
to hide themselves more
Yunus di
efficiently
perut
inside of that,
ikan
especially in the 3 versus 2.
pam
So I will
cuap
say,
cuap
Suka,
pam pam pam
an
cuap cuap
absolutely high IQ god tier
pam
read
pam pam
for him.
cuap cuap pam 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 pam.
Fancy United, that hasn't
Ini
been
rame ya.
the case so
Di
far.
tengah di ujung jurang begini
For pretty
rame ya
much the
nonton.
second
Terima
half.
kasih ya.
The raids defined Boom
434
early
orang.
on. Suka, yes, you mentioned
Sudah
him.
nonton.
The early tripwires being such a bother. The setup was exceptional towards the B side, especially. But you
I
still always have
believe
to go
I
do
can
what Yes I
fly.
Can do to set things up, to allow
I
that pressure to happen,
believe
to
I
allow players
can
like Jin to
touch
swing
the
off
sky.
it. And Boom have been caught out multiple times in terms of the entry. It's a
Aku
pretty
nyari
simple
ini.
approach for Boom. Go
Spread
for the
my
hard hit,
wings
but
and
it's
fly
always softened
away.
by the Fancy United
I believe I
Stonewall.
can.
And it's been the problem in the past 3 rounds,
Soar.
especially Fancy United. We've seen this rally of rounds give them that first map. Is it going to be the same now?
I believe I can fly.
Ooh. There's so many
I
things,
can
man. So many things
fly.
right now. Boom trying to clear up mid by using the nade of all things very
Ya
closely
guys,
enough.
makan apa ya?
Granted, of course, somebody could have just stuck themselves in the corner in that box. There's a setup already. Suka's already waiting for it. The jump up from Berserks could be good if he can just find the isolated fight against Suka here. But no, Suka still comes up on top, and they are falling down bit by bit. 2 versus 2. The pinch comes in. Spike has been dropped. They just have to win the firefights, and they might be able to get a catch into things.
Gue sehat Jir. Gila lo.
Separated from each other. Famous is gonna come up big, which he does. 4K for Famous, and he keeps the dream here alive for Boom.
GG, gue
Well,
nggak
the stars align.
lemas.
It's the
Gue
red
bisa aja
carpet
sebenarnya.
treatment by Famous. That was such a strong round from him. It's been a recovery game here on Split, but this time it's finally the
Makan apa,
Famous
Cok?
that everyone expects. He has
Kita lihat ya,
struggles all throughout
ada
the series,
makanan apa.
using things like the judge to get him back
Gue
into
nggak suka
the groove,
pizza,
but
by
when
the
the going
way,
gets tough,
for
when
your
Boom are at the
information.
brink
Ada
of
suka pizza gak?
elimination, Famous provides, and it got very scary because of, as you mentioned, the
Gue
Suka
perlu makan
setup
protein gak ya?
already gets the tag onto one playing onto default.
Sate Taichan.
He prioritizes Berserks first, and that could have been the beginning, the end of Boom,
Lagian
but a
ngopi
hero
mulu.
emerges to keep them
Gila
alive.
apa sih, gila.
Fancy now
Gila.
on Nico.
Kayak tiap kali gue nge-stream lu pada ngatain gue gila deh. Gue, ini bukan ada gejala guys, emang gue dari dasarnya begitu guys. Kalian harus nerima gue apa adanya lah ya. Gue cari yang sempurna. Kalian mau cari yang sempurna. Aku tak sempurna, tak perlu sempurna. Oh ya, kelanjutannya gue lupa lagi.
I mean, it's a half buy for the two of them actually once we got confirmation on the scoreboard.
Pilih pempes, ada Taichan,
Boom
nasi
Esports
padang,
needs to
ayam
be
geprek.
careful from getting picked apart one by one. It still will be
Lo
Berserks
baru lihat
though.
fotonya dong udah
And
ngiler nih.
Moria moving into garage. Suka setting up the tripwire line as well.
Am nyam nyam kenyang.
Suka even dare push this. Many members waiting for him. Berserks though, the timing works out in favor of
Sama sih gak
Suka.
sih?
And this is
Nasi
huge.
deh.
Fancy United now gets a second. The Neural Theft also giving the intel, and they know exactly where Boom's headed.
He's gonna have to just rush right in here, but Jin's so prepared for it. Suka's right here.
Nice, nice family
Jin.
Jin,
Still don't have access to the
on
site. He needs to
fire.
open things up, but Suka! Suka, how does he do this?
Suka! Superstar! What a shot and
Halo,
what a win!
terima kasih semuanya sudah
Fancy
nonton
United.
ya.
They're moving to the
Saya
grand
pikir
finals.
akan
They take down Boom
1-2,
Esports yet
ternyata
again.
2-0
And this time they
ya.
eliminate them.
GNT Boom Esports.
13-10 for the
Good luck
2-0.
next time.
Suka
Yeah.
is just
Maybe this is not for you, but probably kalau nanti
all
Boom
we gotta
Esports
say
ikut
about
Predator, ya. Siapa tahu menang. Dadah semuanya. Gue abis ini mau makan dulu lah, lapar banget gue. Okay. Thank you everyone. Terima kasih sudah mampir dan mendengar bacotan Swan yang lemah lembut ini. Ya, marah-marahnya gue simpen buat nanti live stream. Plus gue lagi lapar. Okay. So thank you semua. Jangan capek-capek support Boom Esports ya. Bye bye. Makasih udah nontonin. Terima kasih udah memberi waktu kalian. Happy Sunday and God bless you. Jangan lupa makan malam. Okay, see you on my stream later. Dah. Tunggu gue makan dulu lah, lapar. Okay.